Everyone knows where it is. Oh,
We're live.
Good.
Hello, welcome. Sorry, we're a bit late starting. The game has only got.
Game's only a minute in.
Yep.
And so, first game, guys, we have East Coast Lightning on red, the Sabres are on blue, and are on green. So, welcome to the Brisbane Rumble. We have got an early start from the Sabres are out to a good start lead.
Certainly are. There's lots and lots of camera action going on there.
Yeah. In blue, we have great base take there from the Denver VG Masters. You can see a lot of cameras here, guys. You should have a lot of actions on the screen. So there's a lot to go through. This one our bearings, but we have a red on
And Sadlamp. There's green base.
The new team, East Coast Lightning, just lagging a little bit behind here at the beginning of the game, but they're a new team. It's going to they're up against the experienced team. They are home-based players, though, so I pick it up as it goes on.
So Lightning are base. They are New South Wales. They're a bit. We got Disney. We got Disney from McNutty from. And
yeah, I saw McNutty.
Yaz Beckstown, New South Wales. Spanner is here, and Trav Four is here. All coming over from New South Wales.
Okay, this will be a big learning experience. That's good. They can get up to play. Here we go. We've got
VG Master.
Two bases.
He's got both bases.
VG Master's done, so he's going to head home to green. If you ever look at director attention to green cameras at the moment, there is a lot of action happening at both those doors.
I don't know if they actually can see the cameras. It looks like we are just.
Oh, okay. Sorry, the 5x3s are never going to open, but those are not aware of the. It is very, very tight. Much space to move, and you have lots of people at those doors. Green are out to a good lead. 3 bases in with VG Master. Spiders seem to be back because I bet Spiders seem to do a little bit better than. Oh, there you go.
Yep. We just we've got our production system across to the side here. Hopefully flick through our transition. Okay, cool. So one of us needs to do that. But you're going to do it? Cougar's going to do it for us so we can flick between the 5x3 and through the cameras.
Cameras as we go, so that'll give us...
Got Yaz there going into green. He's dead. Does he know? Yes, he did.
He does.
I was a bit worried there. He looked like he was going to continue on.
Didn't know what he was... Didn't know if he could get...
We got wild card as well, floating around the outside.
Lots of action at back or front of green, depending on your call, or A and B. That's usually... That corridor, or take out the play, dive in. Go. Paddy on green.
Team tonight.
That tends to happen with the newer players. They play together a lot. You can get caught in. There's a lot of action places. Except for everyone's struggling to get in at them. Most of the action is around green. 2 blues. Hard inside the bay. We go green again. Back in. Oh, we got
it that time.
Nice. We had a lot of people diving as well. That was a great take. And it's only his second nationals, but it's his second big competition. Another year of his belt out.
Correct. And I want to talk about a little bit here. Red is out of the action, and we're probably going to see this a bit for the week. Because red, the 2 bases down the bottom, green and blue, are so close to each other, and there is no mid-game in this arena. It's very different, probably any arena we've played in for a while, because mid-game here
and
base
and
game.
A multi-level. We've not played a multi-level.
Yes.
If no people come up to red can get sort of caught by go out and push the points. If they push too far, they're then going to get attacked.
Correct.
Well, I see a few people in red at the moment. Yep. Got that guy who's in there. Oh!
And
great tonight. Bit of action has now moved up to red. I think that's just this. No. Yeah, red's back inside. So red's like this. Blue's still over at
Blue are doing extremely well. So this is Spider's development. We've got Sadlamp feeling. Unfortunately, Zam couldn't come up. But wild card. This is his second run.
Second.
Besides, he's played a Laser Force finals as well.
Yes. Oh, here we go.
Oh,
Us.
nice work, Gus.
Gus. What is the experienced campaigner from the old Dragons team? Brought up bunch of players.
Wild card.
Denied.
Fine.
Would you consider Green to be one of the harder bases to get?
Oh.
It's a busy base.
It's just hard in general. It's very much more open than the other two bases.
Yeah, and the ability to be able to see through both doors either side is
Yes.
it's a tight base, tight area, and I think Green's going to be. I see Green gravitate to big bases.
If
So
we
that
flick
progresses.
down to blue base, we
Yep,
can see
it's just got-
Spider. Oh,
that
yeah,
guy's-
we're in the red pocket at the moment up on the cams, but and that guy's just and
Got blue.
Yaz just got blue. I was gonna say
Oh, I thought that was that guy. It was Yaz.
no, that guy got red,
Red.
and at the same time Yaz completed the blue. So we're watching actually the blue door with new player I'm gonna say Polchrome.
Polchrome.
Yep.
I'm going to say Polchrome.
It is
If
Polchrome.
we're wrong, please let us know.
No, you're right. I'm wrong. Sitting there, and he's actually holding that front door.
Oh, he's just got shut up by that guy. Here comes that guy. Okay, he's got it. Oh, it's got it.
Nice.
Okay, so
Oh, there's some really big lunging stretches there that are.
Spider finishing up bases there. Spider's 2 bases. He's on 1,000 points. 4 minutes to go. So he's going to go down to blue, and they're doing quite well. They're only down, and they're 3 bases down, so they are packing at the moment.
Oh, and if we, I was going to say, I've just watched Spider run into green. Spider run into green? No.
No,
What was it?
that was Trav.
Trav.
Trav ran into Trav. Oh, okay.
All these tall players.
Players. Oh, yeah, I think he's back in the box.
No, it's the hat. It's the hat that's doing it to me.
No.
We've got to talk to him about that. No hat.
No hat.
No hat. I'm thinking Spider.
Yeah. Everyone wants to be as good as him. Again, we see not much action happening at red at the moment. It seems to be more congregated down on green. Basically, green can get the advantage because a lot of the pack points at their base.
Yes. Oh, they should be able to see it.
Now,
Alright,
I'm
cool.
using this one. I don't know if it will be louder, but audio will be better.
That's all right, but we should probably, we've got 30 seconds to go. Let's put the final 5x3 up so they can
For
see
sure, you can do that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
One more.
Sweet, that is.
Should be back on then. Okay.
Cool.
Alright, so we're back on, guys. Sorry, it's had a bit of a microphone issue, but I believe we should be back up now. But we're in the death throes of this game. There's only a few seconds left. So Canberra have run away with this. As we're going to discuss, is that Spiders team needed to push a few more out to get bases. They were packing well, but they just didn't finish it off with the bases. And Canberra just ran away with the score of bases at the end of the day. So well played, Canberra from green. Spiders team, which is the Sabres, came second, 35,000. And the new team, East Coast Lightning, 21,000 with 4 bases. For the first game,
They did
well. They did well. A few extra bases there. They could have possibly stolen a second. So well done to the East Coast Lightning team. Oh, perfect.
Yep. Sorry.
Give me 2 There you go. They're working.
Oh, we're all working.
Okay, we should be working again, guys. So, thank you. So, coming into our next game, we have got the Sharks are on green from WA. We have the Brisbane Storm,
Brisbane Storm.
red, and New South Wales Leviathan are on blue. So, predictions, Cindy, in this game.
Come on, Storm.
Come on, Storm.
Storm are underrated. I'm expecting to see something a bit different from them. They're not a usual makeup.
I've heard good things. I've heard that they could be a team to watch out for, one of the dark horses of the competition.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, they are on our list predicted to come 11th, but they're a home team. We know Brisbane home teams are always going to be a little bit above other home teams coming in because of the quality of players they get trained with. So I'm thinking they could finish higher than they are. Sharks have got green here. I think from what I've seen in training, they play green quite well. But let's see if Storm do get the upset here. But
Sharks winning or losing this, I feel, is whatever Leviathan actually.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think Leviathan will throw too many weird strategies out there, but that could throw it.
But if they're stronger or weaker than expected, they can change.
They can change the result. But I think Sharks really want this. I expect them to do well. But let's see exactly how this goes this game. So we are off and away. And it's an early start. As predicted, I think you'll see at the start of the game, you will see red with less points at the start simply because there's no one near them and they've got to move a little bit to find the points to begin with. But then after that, they can usually catch up. So 1 minute into the game, nothing much happening at the moment. Oh, we see some red. We see both red and blue at the green base at the moment. So green.
You just see whip it, take out method off the barrel with
nice
ease.
I see red here. I think it's going to be very shot out, I think.
Righty. So we've got the green monitors up there, just so you know, at the moment. So the Sharks base.
Okay, method off that has blue base.
Nice.
Are those cameras lagging? Oh no, that's method on the base. I thought
Yep.
it was blue. The colours look different here. Sorry. So yeah, Sharks are off to an early base start. Oh, here we go on green.
Oh,
That's Rod.
nice. Now Roddy's
new. It's its first big competitive competition. So that'll be a good start and confidence boost of him taking out the Sharks base.
Nice.
Very good.
Now this is interesting. Where's Shreds parked up? Let's have a look.
Yes.
Can we please look at green base? Where is Sharks? Where is the Shreds?
I think you can.
Oh, there he is.
Yep.
I got excited for him yesterday after training that there are a number of shredder hold spots.
Yeah.
That will be useful. So
yeah. And in this maze, the comms are very important for those players inside bases because players can get in very quickly and very fluently. If those comms aren't,
let's go to the leg.
There's a leg. Oh no, that's a try. Denied shot by Nightmare Rose. Just staying at that front door there. I don't think he was covered enough. He should have been more under. Nightmare Rose is standing ready to pop him off.
All right, so we got the blue cam up at the moment, which is a lot
Flash
of
the
base.
now.
Yeah, these are
Oh, he's got
Yeah.
it. Oh, wow. I thought Monroe's got him again, but he missed it. So a good start from Leviathan here. They've got no bases, but they are ahead of the... Oh, it's just jumped, but they are just ahead and even on even terms with the Storm, who have already got a base. So I think they could be holding with... Are they holding with 3 or 4? Because I see a lot of blue players in blue. They've got 2 in. I saw one just swap in and out at each door. So a hard defense here. Oh, no. That's a red.
oh, there we go. We've got
That's Method.
that's Method at the door.
Oh, I thought like he had enough time to get him, but that was Volley that just missed that shot on Method there.
The cameras are a bit deceptive there. Volley did have a bit more room on the back of Method in case you thought Volley got a bit close.
Yeah,
There is more room there.
It's a good meter behind.
Yeah.
You've got enough space to move through there. And for those obviously looking, that painted spot on the floor in red is a one-man zone, so you can only park one person in that spot. You can transition through it though
Mhm.
to get to the other side. It is allowed.
But it's a one
But it's a
person
one-person
standing.
standing area. So if you move through, just keep going. You can't stop.
Alrighty, so we got the red. Okay, so we basically have the red cans at the moment, which is our Storm team.
You know, they've only dropped the one base at the moment. Oh, Volley's in it.
Now he's taking over the blue. Oh, Flash is lining up red, and he's
That's
done
done
that.
now. So Flash and Method are both done on the Sharks. They have 4 bases down. They're off to a flyer here. So right now it's the 2nd and 3rd placing. I think the other team's gonna have to pull out a lot if they're gonna want to try and catch Sharks. Which might at this
Let's be honest. They're now
it's-
sorry.
It's a
They're
little
going to send out Hybrid and Shreds or Hybrid and
it'll be
Mushu now.
hard to-
And now that any attackers at green base are going to come up against Method and Flash.
yeah,
I
and
do wish them the best of luck.
yes, and I think we've just seen a green get into red. Yes, we have.
Yep,
Actually,
there's hybrids on the outside.
Method just pulling him in.
Yep.
So there's red coming in. Oh, he's got him shot out. That was a great shot from. I'm not sure. A few new players on
Yeah,
red.
that was on red.
That's
That I believe was Rod.
Rod. Yes. It's
Yeah.
Rod, yes. Is it Rod? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I believe
Kit
it
Kat.
was Rod. No, I believe that one was Rod.
Yes.
Kit Kat is. Oh,
No, Kit Kat might
no,
be-
that is Kit
Yeah,
Kat. Sorry,
Kat's in
that
it.
is
So, yeah.
that's Kit Kat.
There are some new players, guys, so we are still getting used to who they are. So yeah, but that's what we do.
Oh, here comes Hybrid again.
Hybrid's
Oh,
in. He's in.
is he going
No,
to shoot? No.
no, it's waiting for the comms from the outside. Red's quite busy at the moment. If you look at if that's the back door of Red, there's 4 or 5 players just all drilling around that door. 6 players actually.
Wow,
Drilling
that's
and diving
packed.
in at the moment. So that is a busy base. Blue hit, we
Oh.
see.
Nicely
Well
done
done.
there
It's
from
Rod.
Rod.
Rod in his first competition. He's 2 bases down and done.
And he's leading the team.
It's a great start by Rod here. Oh, interesting setup here in the blue base from Leviathan. You've got Whippet and Nightmare Rose both holding under.
And holding high.
Yeah.
I really like the shredder hold off the front door there. You do see Twinkle stacked up on that barrel, but not in that hole.
No.
We're doing it low hold.
At that hold, looking out the front door, though, left-handers can, they've got a good stance on that one because of how they can look out the door. But it's interesting holding the 2 players where they are with Whippet and Nightmare Rose both there because if a player jumps in and dives against them, they're both out. You're going to get a cannon shot there.
So,
We've just seen 2 bases go down. Big Red has now shot out the green base and Volley took red at the same time. So bases starting to fall a little bit more commonly now here. And it's neck and neck between
the Sharks have leveled off with their scoring, so they're not gaining anything higher. They're just staying steady where they are.
They were spending a bit of time on red, and I think they copped a bit of flack there. That's why they leveled off a little bit. And also,
Shredder starting on. Oh, the leg got denied.
So we see-
Their Rose.
see Leviathan pulling ahead into 2nd here, 2 bases down on the new team Storm. So Leviathan are doing well here, and they're actually packing just as good as the Sharks at the moment.
I know. Yes.
So Leviathan are off to a good little start here. See back
Ooh,
in.
Big Red.
Big
Let's
Red.
Big Red. Let's go, Big Red. Oh, 1 shot tonight. Method.
Method's done, but he's still out at the moment. So I'm wondering if Sharks are running a 3-man.
No, I think they're running just Method and Hybrid by the look. I have
Okay.
seen the others floating around. We've got Shredder
Here
standing
goes
still. Oh, red.
Siracle.
Yes,
Good
nice.
start from Siracle. Leviathan are playing a great game here at the moment.
Oh, I feel a little
Oh, here's
Silly now after my first call.
Big Red, Big Red.
Yes.
Big Red. Okay, so Big Red and Rod are done. So this is their first game. I'm not sure if that's their lead out attackers.
Interesting move if
Although-
Red's out on attack.
Yes, because
Yes.
Big Red has been known as these Renegade
Last line.
days, has been a last line defender, and but he's out of attack at the moment. So he'll be home now though, because he's done. So he'll be sitting in the base. We see a blue inside base at the moment. That's Wild. No, Tuscan. Sorry,
That's Tuscan.
that's Tuscan. Wildcard is not playing this game. Apologies. We see Hybrid under blue, or is that Shreds? That's Hybrid.
Hybrid. That is hybrid.
Yeah, and
Oh,
Nightmare Rose. The Nightmare Rose is having a good game of defense at the moment. We're on 4,000 with no bases and a very nice healthy tag ratio of 150.
yeah.
Here we go, the legs are blue.
Oh, hybrid.
That's Hybrid.
Nicely done.
Hybrid. So that's a nice little steady base there for the Sharks. It had been
There we go.
4 minutes since they had one.
We've got Flash is actually at home at the moment, and Shreds and Mushu. So
They are
he's
holding three.
it's hybrid and method out. The Sharks must be comfortable that they're ahead
Yeah,
in order to keep method out and not worry about the fact that they're lacking opportunity.
yeah, they've got they know the base counts. They're very good at keeping track of that. But both the other two teams aren't that far behind, especially Leviathan. But problem is now there's 3 minutes left in the game.
Here goes Mushi.
Interesting. Moosh was taking
Wow.
a while. His player was alive. Barrel. I thought it was a very...
Was that an accidental?
No, he was standing on the barrel, eyeing him off. Eyeing Whippet off. Oh, and shot again. So, interesting take there from Moosh. He's trying to shoot while another player is live in the base, but well done to Whippet for getting his eye. So,
Right.
Moosh in out. He'll have it now. He's
Yeah.
cleared it. Oh, no, there's a...
Cyrex.
Oh, this is skill. Great piggyback from Cyrex.
Oh.
That is
Now that's going to be good for Cyrex. A piggyback off a shark.
yeah,
It doesn't get any better than that.
It's such a great move to get the deny, because you get the deny points and then you get the bays. It's a nice 4,000 little collection there. So
And it's not an easy feat doing it again. Oh,
Legs
nice
green.
leg. Oh, yes. Well
Ooh.
done. We've got a match on.
We've
We've got a match on.
You could Storm and
Now I'm wondering if they're going to regret having Method and Hybrid out with only the opportunities
I don't
of one person when you could have brought out.
maybe, but maybe they've also misread the game.
Oh, here goes Moosh.
Screen.
Nice.
Moosh is great.
Yeah.
That's a steadier.
Tuscan.
Red and has it. So that's locked out the base for the Sharks at red for the next 30 seconds. So they've only got 2 more hits maximum on red. I don't think they'll send Shreds out. So that could be an interesting play.
Oh, volley.
Oh, I find Mushu as well. So Mushu.
So we still.
Mushu has gone home.
Ah. That's what's going on.
Yeah, sorry. Alright, sorry how far back we went down there. Okay, so in the last minute, we see Sharks up by 4,000 on even bases here. So is Red going to make a couple of big moves and get a few bases here?
Oh, I'm excited.
It could be the first upset of the competition.
Oh, look, I really want this for Storm. Oh, comes the volley. Ooh, this is still in 1 minute to go.
Red now locked out of that green base for the next 30 seconds after they've just gotten a go.
Have they offset enough? Yeah, they need.
They've offset enough. They can go down to the green base.
So let's
Sharks, but
go. Can we switch? Oh, we're in green base. We're having a
green
look.
base, I think this is where we're meant to be. There's a few players here.
Alrighty,
All right, yeah.
Come
30
on.
30 seconds to go.
come on, Storm. Come on.
Storm need a base in the next. They've got to do it now. They've got to get in and get a
Yeah.
base. I think that's blue getting into green.
No.
Yes, Tuscan. This will put him into second. Yes, they've just gone to second. If they rush to red, if they run to red right now and get that base, they will. Oh,
It's not enough. Not enough.
Not
Not enough.
but-
It's no time. No
It's
time.
no time. But wow. Oh,
What?
second red. Oh. It's not going to cost them. But wow.
Wow.
Great game there, Leviathan. Only 1,000 points. 1 base down, and that's the difference in the game. So well played to Leviathan there.
I am going to apologise to Leviathan. You guys have done some serious work while we've had a year off.
Yes.
Not expecting that result
No,
at all from you guys. Well done.
Well done to Python. A great game there to Nightmare Rose, I'll mention. A 200%
Yes.
tag ratio, 6,000 points with no bases. So it looks like he's going to be playing a defense for his team. Tuscan and Volley, go a couple of games there. Method, a great game, nearly 13,000. So well on to the Sharks. It was probably the result we expected. But
Actually, no, I thought Storm would have. Well, for
I
Sharks,
thought
yes.
Storm would, I mean, but the Sharks to win, but they'll be disappointed with the
How close it
how
is.
close it was. They won't want to be that close again. So
Let's talk about Rod.
yes.
Let's have a look at that. And let's not forget about Kit Kat here.
Oh, also, yeah.
Kit Kat had spent the whole time last line. Serious comp here, last line. Has walked out with a very nice tag ratio there.
140% basically, so well done. And
Rod.
2 bases. Great game in your first game. This could be a player to watch out for.
Mhm.
And
And
definitely-
Red in attack.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, yeah, a lot of strikes there. All right, guys. So next game going in, we see on green the Sabres are back in, the Vikings are on blue, and the Wolfpack.
Formally pack.
Formerly Wolfpack with a slight lineup change. This is the first time we're going to see them with their new lineup.
Oh, no. Are we going to see the new lineup?
Oh,
Yes,
yes,
Jimmy is in.
Falcon is in the game. So, how will they set up? How are they going to? We'll find out. That's a very interesting setup in under at blue.
What is your stretch?
That is a
Yeah.
huge stretch. If anyone comes tight to the corner, they'll probably shoot him. But hey,
Wow.
stranger things have been said.
Who is that?
That is Greasy, I believe.
Wow.
Yes.
That is
You
a
know,
serious stretch.
Right,
isn't
so
it?
straight off the start, green destroyed.
Yeah.
And I believe that was a Wolfpack. We've lost the
We've lost our 5x3 again.
press what?
Enter.
Yes. That's what I
Sweet.
think you'll find that's probably a Wolfpack that got that base as soon as the game popped back.
Yeah,
up.
it is.
And it was Grub.
Nice. Number one. Go number one. Let's go.
I expected Grub to be on attack.
Yeah.
When I saw the line, I thought I'd like to see Grub out on attack. So sitting for them, we have, I believe,
Yes.
So
Yes.
okay, so Spider is in blue base. Yes, he is.
Yes.
Yep, he's under. He's this way. He'll probably get him out. Oh, oh,
Whoa. That was a fast fly through the door there.
oh, here we go.
Oh,
blue.
here we go.
That's
Payne. Well done, Payne.
Payne has done it. Wolfpack are doing, I think, what most people expected at the moment. They're just going through the motions. I expect them to win this game. I would like to see Sabres upset Vikings in this game. It's,
Yes.
they've been predicted to come down a little bit lower with their.
Yeah, they're predicted below
development.
us.
I think they could upset the Vikings here. The Vikings have got a couple of new players on their team
Which Mantis is currently.
currently sitting. So, it's going to be a little bit of an upset here. I'm going to predict. And
Upset?
yes, I'm going to
Alright.
predict. I'm going to say it's top the Vikings here. That's
I think, I think Spider is putting in a lot of time and development into his new players, and I think it's going to pay off for him. It certainly they looked strong yesterday in training. So I'm with you. I think we're going to see an upset just because Spider has put a lot of development time into his players.
yeah.
We haven't seen as much of that at home with Tassie new players. So
Yes.
I think that may be just the difference, but we'll see. We'll see if I'm right or wrong.
And again at the moment we'll see another team that's holding 2 under a blue. That seems to be a new setup for some of the teams that I have seen in training so far. Oh, Grub's got in, and that's the
Oh.
issue we take from the 2 under.
Yes, Grub.
That's Grub, and Grub's done.
Yes.
Grub
Well
is
done,
done.
Grub.
So that is a great flying start for Grub. And that was the issue I was talking about with 2 players under a blue. If a player gets into a cracks a door and gets that first player, that next
Yes.
player's got no chance.
I
It's all unless they miss and they spin and get a shot.
don't
it's
know
gonna
how I
be
feel
very
about this
difficult.
whole. I really don't know if you're cutting your visibility a little bit with that, with the stretch neck.
Yeah,
out
like,
there.
he can stand more upright and still get the same feel from
Correct.
you. Like I don't unless it's trying to keep his pack away from the dive shot to be able to get done. That's the only reason. But otherwise, I'm not sure. So now we see they've pushed 2 out of blue. So that the action's away from blue. And I think seeing a bit of red.
Yep. So Grub's home.
Grub's home, he's done. I'm seeing who's that dancing on the outside. I'm sure. No, the action's gone back down to yeah.
Oh. And we got Jimmy.
Jimmy's down at green. So Jimmy's pushed out now. That Grub is done. I'm not sure exactly.
It's
yeah.
Wham on the outside that you were seeing.
Oh, sorry. So yeah, not much happening at red at the moment. As usual, we see Husky sitting under a base doing what he does, and I don't think anyone expects anything different from him. So again, not much action at red. There's I think a few dancing around. He's getting caught. Be there. I'm not sure who's attacking for blue at the moment.
Well, Vikings, I'd say they're probably playing 4-1. I'd guess.
Well,
I can see 4 of them at home, so he must be once out by himself somewhere.
yeah, because CV's definitely at home. Bruce is at home. So
Aaron Cora's at home.
So it must be run.
Oh, Payne's just wiped them.
Yeah, Jimmy's in.
And
yeah.
Jimmy's in.
And he's going to finish. He's done now, yeah. So I think Blue may want to do a bit of a change up here because they're getting that correct a little bit too easy. And people just getting in and shooting out those 2 players. So I'm not sure if they want to change up, maybe play it. And now they've dropped their base 3 times. They may want to push a little bit harder here.
But in fairness, like
In fairness, it is still
the Wolfpack, this is their home maze. They know it well.
But-
It is not
True.
surprising it's dropping real quick to the pack.
to the Wolfpack, yes, absolutely.
We haven't seen them drop yet, and what will be interesting is Spider's team. But Spider's team seem to be holding back at the moment, not pushing anything really, really hard, and playing their pack game.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Spider's just gotten in. He's just cracked.
let's go Spider. Let's go.
Spider, yeah.
Oh, and Run's also shooting at the same time.
Ooh, so
Both
and
Run
Run
gets
gets green. So okay, so very close game between the second and third here at the moment. I'm still predicting.
Spider's got the
Yeah, I'm still predicting that Sabres are going to take this one out. Ahead in
Now-
second place, Spider may take it out. Sorry.
Now, I think with Vikings versus Spiders team, it's really going to be the team that's brave enough to go take the pack on
Yeah,
and actually get in and crack it.
because at the moment, there's only been very little action around it. The Wolfpack base, there's just been 1 or 2 floating around, and I believe we see. No, I don't think anyone's there at the moment. There's someone must be because
We're going to see
yeah, someone is there. And
Husky's in there.
See.
Rick's pushed in
Oh,
into red, and he's going to shoot
Shoot
it.
it. Oh, fucking Grub. Grub's having a monster game at the moment. He's really fast. So we're pushing up. We're just beyond halfway through now, and we see Wolfpack.
And Wham's down a blue base. Sorry. They're getting ready to push Wham through, I'd say.
Yeah. Oh, I almost got in there. They're still sticking with that. They're still sticking hard with those 2 people, and we see a red player on the outside. What's called Speaker.
Yep.
On the outside of the base, and he's just trying to ping that person that's on that barrel. I can't see who that is. Sorry, is that going?
That on the barrel, we've got Aaron Cole.
Aaron Grease. And Greasy, yeah. So if that red player, all that red player has to do is pop this barrel. If they shoot a gun too much, and that base, they're going to crack that back door. Oh, good shot there from Aaron Cole. Looking red at the moment. Oh, who's got into red? Oh, Husky. Yeah, Husky. That was a great shot from Husky. A bit more action up at red at the moment. I see a lot happening up there.
Oh, Jimmy. Oh,
Is this?
oh. Run nearly took a
Oh,
face.
shit, yeah, yes. Oh, well done.
Sad lamp.
Sadlamp's it.
Sad lamp. Oh,
No, he's out, and Husky's back in. So we see both Sabres and the Vikings attacking up at Wolfpack at the moment. So what you have said, they're trying to get that one up on the Wolfpack base. Oh, there's Wham.
let's
Wham
go
just
Wham.
Cracked the front door, takes the base. Very well done from Wham. So
And Gracie just follows him out to get a couple of cheap shots in the back, which is perfectly fine. The base is down.
you've lost your base. May as well pick up 300 points there.
There's not much, and you're going to need every piece of pack. There's not much between Vikings and Spiders team.
No.
I think the only difference I'm seeing at the moment. Oh, Gandhi's going for green.
Oh, see that? Oh, that's playing out.
Oh, nice.
Green
Piggyback.
also right now at green base. You can stand if you look on your screen, if you're looking at the top camera where you can see that blue player. You can pop the guy in the box there from a good shot and get the deny, and that's what Payne did, and then ran in and finished.
Are we on the green packs?
Yes.
I think Vikings have pushed 3. actually to a 3-2. So Phil and Aaron Cole are just at home by themselves. CV, Gurney, and Runt have gone forward.
Okay.
And is this where we feel that losing that quick, short, sharp player in Twinkles has potentially means that Gurney's now forward? Gurney's been last last year.
Yeah, it's a new role for Gandhi to play, and we see he's in the basement that he's sitting in the. I'm not sure what that spot is. It's where the ref stands. I've been calling it ref spot because then I know where that player is.
Yep. Runs into green.
Green. No, he's out.
He's out.
Well, a lot of action in blue at the moment. We see 2 greens set up in there.
Oh, Wildcard is going for his blue base.
He's going to finish that. He's protected.
Oh, that's costly for the...
Yes, and CV was denied at the same time. So this is a good little run here for the Sabres. They're base up and 3 green clear. So, oh no, back in. Oh, Wham's in at green.
Nice.
That's tough for the Vikings there, because the Vikings are attacking green as well, and that's tough now that the Wolfpack have snuck in and taken it off them. So they're using a lot of points up, they're using a few denials up, and they're not getting the base, and then Wolfpack coming behind you. It can sometimes be a bit demoralising when that happens, because you're putting in all the work, the other team steals it from you. So let's hope they keep their
Now,
heads
Sadlam has taken over blue base.
Dumped because I see
Greasy's there. It's just they've
it's
left
just-
Sandlamp in there uncontested for so long.
Yeah, Gandhi,
And now we see,
Gandhi's over at green, taking it. So
but Spider's team is now pulling apart. They've taken over blue. They've shut Breezy out.
and if they're just going to trade bases,
Aaron Cole, there we go.
but the problem for Vikings is if they just trade bases now, that's the result because they're not going to catch them. So they need to find a way to stop them at their base while hitting green.
They got a minute and a half. What would you change? What would you if you could talk to Runt right now, Captain Runt right now? What would you tell him to do?
Well, you obviously know you're behind. You've got to stop green at your base, and I'd commit less out to the attack now. I can only commit 2 out. I'd send both Runt and CV out and send the rest home.
Now Sabres are playing well. They waited for for Vikings to push the 3 attack, and they now have taken over the blue base. They're holding that comfortably from the defenders. Like, they're not even at risk here. Princess is holding nice and strong there.
And they would have also picked up on as well is that not many of the Vikings had their base.
Yes.
So when Wolfpack are getting through it, they'll be fighting Wolfpack with them. So they've committed to try and just make it a base race game. And
Runt gets denied. Not time denied.
Power denied. Sorry, power denied because he's going to reload.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, so that's the game. There's only 30 seconds left. Nothing's going to change from here. It's enough time. So as predicted, we've seen the Wolfpack. Is late base
Runt's
one.
gonna
Try again. I think I was denied. Or because it's not how they did say denied him, but I think it was denied by Wednesday.
We do know the 5x3 can be a bit glitchy there.
Glitchy, but I did see him get a bit upset in that front pocket, so I'm assuming that was someone who denied him. So game over. We do see the Sabres finishing ahead of the Vikings.
And convincingly ahead. You are Spider right now. You are confident and stuff that time you're spending into those players has been the right call.
It has been. And it was very evident there. He made the right calls at the right time to push with the players to get the bases. They knew they were ahead, obviously on pack. And that's the bonus of being green as well. You know you're going to pack really well there with the small base. And he pushed the players at the right time. When he saw the 3 blues come to their base,
yes.
And red were also there, he knew that red would be helping defend. So that's when he pushed these 3 greens out to attack the blue base. They got in and they held it.
And they held them out. They didn't just get the base and walk out. They waited. They transitioned in and out. It was very smooth.
Yeah,
Garney and Aaron Cole were just struggling to get back into their own base.
And for look, they had to push their good players out to try and push through the base. So they are leaving the 2 inexperienced players back in defence. I thought it was Greasy. Greasy's an experienced player, but he,
it's tough.
It's a tough done, but well done to Sabres there. They played that well.
They absolutely did. Now, coming up next, we have East Coast Lightning on red. What the Foe are on blue, and the Sharks. Yes. Now, these are bottom 2 ranked teams versus
The Sharks.
the Sharks. So, what do you do? Let's just ignore that. You know the
Well,
Sharks.
a lot of strategies that you
Are you throwing something wild out here?
The
Is you're the
Sharks,
throw or lightning?
one of them might, because the interesting strategy comes into this, because obviously with the new format with the pools, it's about
The result.
It's about the results, because the past results from previous games can affect future results if
Correct.
you're tied on points. So you want to do the best you can. So
What do you do?
When it's the Sharks, with the two newer teams, they're probably thinking, okay, we might be in the bottom pool, but they want to get the best position they can in those pools. So I would not worry about the Sharks so much. I'd be more concentrating on that other team to make sure they beat that other team. Not necessarily by dumping or doing something weird like that, but just really concentrating that that's the team they need to beat. Look, it's a newer team. We might see something weird from them. We haven't seen a dump yet. We've seen pretty standard games. It looks like that's the way it's going to get played, but that can change.
Just interested to see what these two teams do, because you're right. This is exciting. This current format means we need to think. You need to think about your game. You just can't. So you've got the Sharks in there. Okay,
A
let's
safe segment doesn't exist anymore.
No,
Yeah,
nothing is safe.
yeah.
So
We're just
the results count now.
Yeah, results count.
And who you do and do not move around as well around you, and results count now.
Yes, absolutely.
So
It looks like we've got a bit of a hold up here. We have some running repairs done in red base. I can hear a drill going off, and we can see him on the camera doing some.
we can see Callum. Yeah,
And I've got a feeling that's those back barrels, because I did feel them move before when I was doing a training game. So yeah. So we'll see what happens. But
yeah, this is Skids. Now Skids
is an experienced player.
And he's decided to take a bunch of new players on and have a bit of fun with this comp and try his hand at captaincy.
I think it's a good move from him. It could help develop future Adelaide players and the teams, to improve their scene when he goes back home. So the interesting thing for me is that you have the East Coast Lightning on red and Waterfall on blue. Now, traditionally, the top players up at red have to push that further for points. So if Lightning push too far, they might end up dropping too many bases.
Correct.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Yeah.
Yep. It's okay, Master FL. Remember the cameras don't always show us the best angle of view.
Yeah, I know. All right, so straight away we see the Sharks pushing out.
Whoa! I was going to say the Sharks to start off with a flying start. We're just going to run into blue all.
Run into blue, and we see a lot of action of blue straight away.
Yeah, and Flash gets in. Here comes Josh. Method. Sorry.
Oh, going for Shock straight away. So Shock is a new player.
Yes.
In their first player. Okay, Method's into blue, taking it.
Nicely done.
Finished. So well done. Ooh, just got out late there. So good start there for the Sharks.
So we got Disney over at red. He's sitting in that pocket, and he's just jumping up and down. Now this is Disney's second big tournament. He'd only been playing 6 months before.
Sharks into red. Now he's taking it, I believe, from directly up.
Oh wow!
Oh no, he took it from that front panel. So a good start there. So there we go straight away. We do see What the Foe with the first place up on the Lightning team. So a good start from them actually. They're getting some good points and sticking with the Sharks. Here we go. The green.
There goes Flash.
Flash, no, denied.
Oh.
And that was from the group. Alex, I believe.
Yes.
Alex,
Trav 4 gets denied by a Shreds.
Shreds, yeah. He does that a lot.
He does.
That's the thing he does. So we see Method under blue here, still holding out. No, he's just being shot out. So a good little defense here from Blue at the start. They did lose it once, but I think they're holding out well at the moment to a very, very experienced team in the Sharks.
And they haven't let Sharks run yet. No. I would have thought that there'd be a bit more of a run. We saw it first 30 seconds, Methods in and out. But they've slowed them up a bit, which is...
It's a good... Oh, blue is stacking that front door here. Green, I believe they're in.
Oh, here we go.
Green hit.
Oh!
Denied by Hybrid. Didn't see him coming through the front door.
Oh, they're back in again.
Yeah.
Flash is in. Oh, he got denied by Mum. No?
No, got it.
Got it.
Just missed. I'm just missed. He jumped on the panel. Trav Green. Trav took out the Sharks base. Well done.
Well done, Trav. New player.
New player again. So it's good to see new players do well.
Yes.
It's very good.
See, Method's
So
got to go
Method's
take his
just
red.
Fly it up to red. He's had a great start. Instead, he's 2 bases down,
Do
3 minutes in. We don't expect any different though.
Not at all. It's reliable psychic there, Flash. I'm going to get in trouble for that psychic comment later.
Okay, so we've seen a blue crack into the room. Standing in what's called the front pocket, another one-man zone. All getting to know. Shot out by. No.
Oh, and isn't it? Yep.
Yeah. Green is in red here. Green shot out. Just got shot out. So a lot of action up at red at the moment, both balls. I think
Blue are also attacking it. So let's see what Shock can do. Because that's Shock there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, Flash is like, yeah, he's got him.
Oh, no, tonight. Great shot from Disney on a little reverse hold there. So a lot of action up at red at the moment. Sharks are battling with the Lightning team and who are defending, and Four also attacking their base with 3. So I think might get in here. Yes. Well, yes.
Oh, Tylex.
Come.
Nice.
Big base.
Considering they're battling the Sharks for it.
Yeah.
No, good work, guys. Good work.
It's all about, in this maze, it's a bit different from some of the mazes we've played the last few years. It's all about getting that timing right, of knowing who's down, when they're down, and getting in quick and getting the toms and hitting it hard. You can't delay in this maze because there's too many options to get shut out too quickly.
And because there's no mid game now.
No, so a lot of the game is held around those baselets.
Absolutely. So we can see Mum's parked up in blue on the inside.
They kept running out. Oh, red.
Oh, Josh. Oh, did he? No,
didn't get in. This green is still up at red at the moment. Green is still.
Oh, Flash is
in.
He's in. He's shooting.
And no one's coming in that back door. Yeah, good finish there.
Nicely done, Flash.
So the Sharks at the moment, they seem to be those 2 go out and they get 4.
Yep.
Well, that's what they're running at the moment. So it's an interesting strategy. It works because you've offset the bases, and it means everyone else is fresh getting bases. But last game they kept Method out, so
it'll be interesting to see if because Method's still here in red, so he's just sitting in the base collecting up points. So is Flash? Yep, Flash is down at green, and Hybrid's going up. So that is interesting because it's not something we normally see from Sharks where Method stays at. He's got 2 and he stays out.
Yeah, but I think he's said he likes this maze. He's very quick. He's really been in training and improving his game a lot. So he's what is that?
Whoa.
Warning, Trav. The first warning of the competition goes to Trav. I did not see what it was for.
No, neither did I.
Oh, I see a player limping out of blue there. So he may have maybe taken his tumble going into the base. I'm not sure.
Hybrid clears the base, so
No, blue's in at the moment. So we did see an injury there. I saw a player limping off. I'm not sure what it was, but he was a newer player. So
I was watching obviously the wrong screen.
It was in the back door of blue. So anyway, moving on with the game. We are now 5 minutes in. No, halfway through. Sorry. See the Sharks out. They're in a comfy lead, back point wise and base wise. They're not having to do too much at the moment. They can just
so they've obviously moved downstairs. Method's moved downstairs with Hybrid.
Yeah, decided that there was too much action on the Reds to try and get back in.
It's chaos.
It's chaos.
Oh, Hybrid. One mum.
The game there in defence. Tag ratio of 250%.
She's improved since we saw her.
See her second tournament. In that first tournament, she did play under Butzer. I mean, if you're going to learn from someone, it's going to be Butzer. He's the most experienced player playing here at the moment. So we see another 2-man setup. Oh, looked at the wrong door there. Hybrid got in at the right time. He'll finish that. Yeah. And
look, these are experiences these newer players need to realise is you cannot look away from someone like Hybrid. He's going to push that advantage every time.
And it's not so much looking at other players, it's looking at the doors. If you're on that door, trust your comms from your teammate. Mm-hmm. Trust that they're doing their job on your door so that you can concentrate on yours. Only when they say, "Oh, I'm down," player coming in, then divert your attention. Otherwise,
because Hybrid will push when he thinks that you've been distracted to another door.
He'll wait for you to look away and then get in. So, okay, so at the moment we do see that what the Foe are ahead of Lightning at the moment. They're having a good game. Very good game, actually. And interestingly, I'm not sure if Spix was on attack at the start.
Skits hasn't attacked yet. I haven't seen him out and attack.
Being he was running a new team, I thought he would have. Oh, who's that's a deny, has to be. Yeah. It's a deny. Time deny? No,
it's just a deny from McNutty that just didn't register who got him.
Didn't register who, but that is okay.
Look, if Skids wants to captain from defence, I do like. I captain for years from defence, and it is my preferred method.
Yeah.
It's
not the norm, you see, but it is a way to do it because then you can keep control of your defence. And for newer players as well, that's a good way to start because you can keep your defence together. Because if your defence falls apart, your attack's probably going to fall apart more because you're going to be everywhere out attacking. Where if you're all in the same spot in the base in your positions, you can keep control of it.
Look, I know. Come on, McNutty, let's go. No.
Oh, a blue player just walked up behind him and shot the match. I don't think he saw them.
Hybrid is getting red.
Red destroyed. So 3 of the Sharks players are done. As predicted, they're running away with this game at the moment. And what the fellas got a comfy lead over Lightning. So Red, they seem pretty content at the moment at holding 3 back at base, which they've had lots of action, but
they haven't picked up the pack from it.
They haven't picked up the pack from it. Even though they've had the action, feel the other 2 teams have been stealing more of it. They're still getting some, but not enough. Houston to go.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got it. That's a finish.
Oh, come on, short method. I'm pleading with you. Surely you go out and let's try to get his 2 bases.
He's sure going to be pretty happy sitting at home. He's found the panel, so he's not doing much. Alright, so Red, what do they need to do? Do they push hard? Do they do a little late game dump to blue base maybe? Because most of the Sharks are blue now. They're not going to get much.
Does Yaz know that they're 1 base behind and that there's a point difference? If I was them, nothing to lose. Hail Mary it. You go.
Oh, jeez.
Mushu.
Just a second ago. Now he's finished, so...
well done, Mushi.
I think Shreds may go out now. I'm going to call it.
You're going to call it?
Going to call it. But, yeah, look, the Sharks are doing what they should have been doing in this game. Against who they should be doing. They should finish. They should finish game. I wouldn't see them not doing that. But I'd like to see one of those 2 teams try something. They still are content just doing a 2-3 at the moment. They don't see
Look, if I'm Skids, I'm doing nothing. I've got my save seconds.
Yeah.
If I'm Yaz, I'm throwing a Hail Mary.
You've got to push.
I'm pushing.
Oh, and we're seeing... Bus spanner. That's a way to pick up points, but they're not going to be enough.
McNutty is going for his blue hit.
There it was. So, there's that first base they needed. They've got a minute left. So
now, where's the... Oh, no, Disney's still upstairs, so...
There's 3 up there. I see where. 1 at back door.
So I have pulled 1 extra person.
1 extra out now.
I don't know if that's enough.
But I don't see where they are. There's only a minute left now, so it's going to be tough for them. They've got a good little defense set up here, and no one's near their base. I'm not sure where they're attacking at the moment. They're lightning. Yes, I don't know where lightning. Oh, is it in a blue?
Let's go.
That player at the back door. Oh, yeah. See, if he gets a call for front door, you can go now.
Yes.
This player's got you cleared. I'd be going now.
What's he? What? Is he got? Shreds for his red. Nice and easy work there for Shreds. Now I'm confused.
Yeah.
I can't see enough why he didn't shoot.
No.
And he got wiped out. Is that just lack of confidence that he was waiting for his call?
Maybe. Was there a see, but it's too late.
Oh, Yaz is in. Nope.
And Sharks are right back down trying to get their last base for Shreds, but there's not enough time. That is the game, everybody. City Sharks have taken a comfortable win as was predicted. First for them. Second was what before, and third was Coach Lightning.
All right, so let's go back to our main defender there, Mum.
Hey, well.
Yes.
Well,
150% tag ratio compared to what we saw when in Darwin, and she hadn't been playing long before then, so that's a nice big improvement there.
So obviously they've been playing quite well enough and have improved today.
And Skits didn't carry the team here. It was 2 newer players.
2 newer players did all the work. They got their bases. They got their bases very early in the piece. and then they just sort of flatline from there. But they did enough with the points to get them over the line.
Absolutely. And look, I don't think either team has embarrassed themselves or anything like that
No,
against the Sharks. I think they've both done really, really well.
A team like the Sharks, they're the interstate team that's trying to.
The fact that they even got a few denies on the guys, give yourselves a big pat on the back.
Absolutely. And I think they did take a Shark space. Someone took a Shark space.
Yes, they did.
Yes, so you got to Trav.
Yes, Trav got the Shark space. Not an easy feat, mate. You had Shock not hold back, and he gave it a crack. He just didn't get it in the end.
Yes.
So,
So moving into the next game, we see one of our first W games. So we see the Sharks are going back in there on red. They will be up against the Vikings on green and the Canberra Crustaceans on blue.
alrighty. So, predictions there are Crustaceans missed last nuts.
They did miss last night. They've not come with a traditional Dragons team.
No.
They've brought a few of the Falcons team players in, which was from last year, well, from the year before, would have been that guy. Garn was in Falcons, but Garn's played in the Dragons before. He can hold his own. We have Gus and VG Master from the Dragons. Have Dragon.
Yes, from the Dragon. And ex-Tassie player Dragon.
Ex-Tassie player Dragon.
So ex-Viking Dragon.
So, predictions. You think Sharks would win it? Even though they're straight back in there, I just think they're going to be too solid to win it.
I think so too.
Vikings, based on last game, I could see the Canberra upsetting them again.
Ooh,
I could, but I think Vikings have to play a little bit different to what they did last game.
I think they do have to play
Okay.
different. Well, don't forget as well, Vikings are transitioning to a new captain. Bench isn't captain anymore. Like, CB is not captain.
Yes.
Front is captain.
Front is running.
Front is running the game. So that gives them the chance to try something different from what we would normally see.
It does. And we saw CV was in defence a lot. Now, I'm wondering if they'll run CV back out into attack just to give them a bit of a head start, get a few bases down, and then reset and go again.
What is going on with that 5x3?
We have
folks?
4x3.
We do. Oh, game over.
Well played, everybody wins and 0. So, a bit of a delay again, guys, as we wait for this game to go back in. Your predictions? Being Tassie, I know you want the Vikings to get up, but they're going to have to do a lot of improvement from that first game.
They are. If we see Vikings play that same either 4-1 hard pull, or they do that late
game push.
that the other team's waiting for it, because Canberra aren't silly.
No.
So they're gonna think they're gonna do what Sabres did. That's how Sabres picked it. They waited for Tassie to do what Tassie does. Start with the 4-1, that didn't work. We went and pushed harder on attack, and then they had the easier base.
And with that 4 they were doing, they were still dropping the base, and that was the issue. If you've got 4 back, you shouldn't be dropping it to even a 3-man attack,
No.
really. And they had 2 hard in under, and that's, I think, I did call earlier that 2 men under. If your 2 men get been outside and they get cracked, then you're done.
Yeah,
And I think that's, if you're going to have 4, that's why they were keeping 2 inside. But unfortunately, the 2 on the outside kept losing their jewels, which didn't
correct.
help. But in this game, Vikings are green. Green is a stronger base to hold, so we'll see what they do there. Because, personally, I think holding 4 at green is...
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. So let's see how they set up.
So I think I saw CV take off at the start, so I think he could be in attack here.
Yeah, but is that Brendo still behind? Sorry, Rump's still behind. It is.
It is,
Yeah.
yes.
So they're running with their 4-1. Okay. So
Here we
I
go.
think underestimating crustaceans is a mistake. I honestly
I
do.
don't underestimate them. They've been training quite well from the games I've seen them here.
So Rick is pushing on the blue.
Yep.
I
see
And
Reese,
Runt is still at green.
and I see a red just hanging around green there.
Oh,
Here we go. into
here we go,
blue.
Reg. I
That
think
is
that's a big
big.
thing from the first game is we're not used to seeing Rick get denied with no bases. Like
Yeah,
he didn't have any base converts, and that he was part of the 4-1. Runt was out
Yeah.
forward, so it
This
looks
is
like
a
they've switched it.
very interesting hold at red here. If we switch to red and have
Yeah,
a look at
can
how
we have a
that
look at
one
red?
just moved. They had 2 players You see Shreds holding there. They had another place. Thinking of other
Moosh.
It was Moosh. You'd be very careful not for Moosh to step back there. Because
Yes.
that's two people in the one zone. So that's where they. It's an interesting hole, but it's something you'd want to be very careful about because you don't want a silly turn like that. Ooh, there's a VG Master there.
Oh, team denied.
Hybrid is denied. Method E. Ooh, not good, not good. So
So
Canberra,
we see Vikings have taken out the lead, but they are up with a base. They are up on pack, sorry, and Sharks seem to be starved out of the pack just because they're on the red base. I
and they
don't
also just denied their teammate.
Yeah.
Which
I-
is not fun.
no, but I don't suspect that the Sharks are going to sit back for long out of the pack point action.
No.
Hybrid likes his pack too much. Method likes his pack too much, and
This is where they could semi sort of like worry the Sharks out of those. Not attack their base, make them push out further, and then try and sneak in and get it because that's you could do it. We do see Flash just taking his green
Right.
base there.
Yep.
That was
now I'm interested. Have we seen another Viking out, or is it just Rick running around to get his two bases so he can fling home and defend?
I've not seen any out. They are at green. I can only see 3 there.
If you're Rick, though, do you go home and swap with Rump because there's no point pushing on
No, I do
the base?
think do see Rick at blue, so he must be there with another green because he wouldn't still be there if he's got it.
Oh,
Yeah, that seems an odd thing to do.
Aaron.
Aaron?
They say
Yeah,
Gandhi
Aaron
this
Paul.
game. That's interesting. They say Gandhi this game. We've got the two newies in.
Hey,
And
yeah,
Aaron
was
was.
it score?
Yep.
Oh, had he missed the shot on the base, taking under. The Canberra doing good here. No bases, but they've got lots of pack at the moment, so they're packing really, really well.
And I feel.
Oh, I think they've just got into red. Yes. That guy at red.
Oh, nice. Oh,
A CV. So CV's moved up. That's it. That's Eric. Well done.
well done.
Aaron. So they've made the transition up to red there after getting denied and snuck in and took the base. So that's a good start there. So a good start here from the Vikings, actually. This is
It's an interesting start, and they switched it up.
they switched it up.
They switched
Moved
it up.
the 2 out and kept the 3 back, which
Interestingly, and they've taken a new player out, and I think that's a positive because you've got an experienced, solid home
yeah.
in Runt.
I recall fortune. Oh, blue hit Fletch. Oh,
Ooh.
oh,
Oh,
oh, deny. Oh,
oh,
no, deny. No, got it. It came up denied.
it did.
It did.
Okay,
But
5 by
to finish the base, so that's not worry about that. So we see the Sharks have gone back to this 2 holding inside the red base here. So
Yeah, can we get the red base
you
up,
can get
please,
the base
Griffy?
up there. So this
So-
is an interesting hold because if Mushu comes back too far, he could sneak over that line if that ref doesn't like it. If it's too close, because remember it's the ref's discretion, and if that ref thinks you've moved back too far, you're going to cop the 2
What would
out.
be the advantage, do you think, of holding it like that?
I think the advantage is Shreds is very strong on that wall. So the idea is that you've got to crack out two tough players. Now they could have put the 3rd out here, and that's why.
Oh, Aaron Cole. Well done,
Well,
Aaron Cole.
Aaron Cole was done. 2 bases. Now he's unfortunately copped a lot of death rate. He's 4 and 22 at the moment, so has spent a little petrol, but 2 bases done. He can go back and defend now, and they could potentially now send out run with CB, and they could.
Do you want to do that, though, at this point when you know that you're holding? Because don't forget, Canberra aren't out of this.
Canberra or not?
They are not out of this. So do you... Good question. Your captain run. What do you do? Rick, Aaron Cole's done. Rick still needs one. They put out Greasy. Oh,
Oh, and denied by Shreds, which is what we expect.
yeah. So Run's not pushing himself out at the moment. He's staying home.
Saying like, oh, here we go.
Oh,
Hybrid of
Hybrid.
blue.
Hybrid.
Oh, nice. Yeah, good cover there from
Um,
Method at the front, and at the same time, was that
VG Master got the...
Yes.
He got the green base.
got the green base. So Canberra have cracked their first base. It's taken a while. Halfway through the game.
I think they were waiting for...
Oh, here we go.
Rob.
CV and done.
So Rick is now done. So
So
now
now
I
you
think
can send CV home and send Runt out.
Yes.
That's what you do now. And Runt out with CV could do so good. So Sharks, they're a base down, but they're still up on pack. So they're doing quite well here.
Canberra not out of it.
Canberra not out of it, and Vikings are doing very well. So this is interesting how this game could turn out here. I mean, you got a few new players. You got quite a few experienced players in the game. So
Did Canberra left their push too late because they were waiting. They were waiting for the panic from Vikings, and they didn't do it this time. So
yeah, I think they've got 3 at base. Yeah, they've got 2 at green. One's got an in, obviously a red space.
Oh.
Green hit from that guy. Very nice base. So
Canberra now making their
Canberra
push.
pushing now. And there's no VG mouse from that guy. So they're giving Gus back at home and Gun. 2 experienced players in defence there. Oh. Runs.
Run.
Yeah, runs going out.
Nicely
Very
done,
nice base. Ooh, now, Vikings running good here. They've got 3 hits in the shark space. So
and they've taken the lead, obviously,
Taking
because
the lead,
they're not bases.
they are 2 bases up. But at the end of the day, the score is what matters at the end of the day.
Actually, it's playing it too safe. What do you think?
I don't think they're playing it too safe, but I think this is what the problem that could have happened from Red is that if they're not getting enough points and then they just get hit hard with a couple of players and they get those bases, that's when you can get forced into a panic. But they also now don't want to give
Runs in green.
runs in
Blue,
blue,
so
sorry.
blue. He's been taken out by Josh. But we would expect to see the Sharks with more bases by now.
yeah, and the Sharks have been concentrating on blue for a while, so there's a lot of action blue.
Have they tunnel vision blue?
Possibly. Green is a harder base to attack, and so I think they might be just trying to hit it fast and just get in and get out, but they are getting held up quite a lot.
This is a big. If Vikings can hold this lead, this is a big win for them.
This is a very big win. Considering their first game that they lost,
Yes.
Yeah.
We now see Hybrid is poking around at green base.
Yeah. See there, yeah, that was that spot. Oh no. Hybrid gets into my Hybrid. Like cool.
Just having a
good game. Good game.
some young talent there out of Tassie.
Okay, so yeah, this is a very interesting moment in the game here, guys. There are 3 minutes to go. Vikings are ahead. Now, they don't have to do anything silly. Now, we've seen a push here from blue, up at red, Gus in. Oh, by runs up at red.
So if you're
Now,
Vikings, do you think they know that they've got it over the top of Sharks right now?
if like during talking, if they've heard a little bit of chatter about base communication, they may have heard that the Sharks are going to get the middle 3.
Oh,
But right
here we go.
Hybrid. No! CV, because CV's done. He's back up home. He's having a huge game with his first game of CV. He's wiped that first game off. Gus getting red. Yeah. Oh.
And all of a sudden, we have
catching up. Sharks. Sharks.
Oh.
Here's the problem with this at this juncture of the game. There's only 2.5 minutes left. I'd be pushing through with Sharks.
Do Sharks know though, or do they just think they've got this under control?
No, I'd be a little bit worried at the moment because they've dropped their base.
They don't look panicked though.
They've dropped their base 4 times, but they've only got 3. So they'd be thinking they must know they're behind.
All right,
So,
Greasy
and Method got denied. Now that's a
and Greasy.
big points in the game. Oh,
I think Vikings are.
Wow.
This is what I was worried about. Sharks are going to get for a third because I think they still think they're safe.
Oh, they're warning there on gun.
Not sure for.
I'm not sure for, but he's at blue base, so he may. No, I'm not sure where he is at the moment. But Sharks. Problem is, his Sharks dump, and I'm looking at that red base at the moment. It's looking pretty bare. So if they've dumped, the other teams can just push up and trade off their.
No, Shreds is still there.
I honestly Shreds. The problem.
Well, Sharks are going to do something now.
They've got to do something, but
and everyone is in blue. This is
playing
hard to the Vikings to
this
take.
This is playing the Vikings because Vikings just push up to red now. They can just put Mantis up there, get that last base, and then they can just sit pretty. And yeah, they're. I think this is the dump. This is it. They've dumped and they're trying to get that base, but I think they're only playing for second. They're not going to catch because they can only get a maximum of 2 bases, and they're still 7K off. So
Vikings to hold a win.
Vikings going to hold this. Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh, he's going to. Yep. Oh,
wow.
Greasy steals this.
Greasy's got him. Oh, come on, Greasy, get the steal.
Well done.
That's gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt.
Wow. So
Oh,
now, you know, Sharks has played a back-to-back game, but they should have had this one a bit more comfortably. Like,
but they don't. To me, I've seen them under panic.
there's
They don't look panicked in there at the moment. That they know they're
there's
out of this.
Red. Oh, this is gonna cement.
Come
second.
on, that guy.
This is
Let's
cement
go.
second. It's done it. And that's the point we're saying. We've left their defense very late on. Blue got up there.
Okay, I'll retract that. I just saw Shredder do the big arm movement. He knows they've.
Yeah.
Do you think they knew they were third?
Maybe after that base, but before that, I don't think so. But wow, so we have
That is a big victory for the Vikings. Well done.
first upset of the tournament, guys. We have the Vikings taking out the win. The Canberra Crustaceans got the second, and the Sharks have been pushed to third. That is not what they would have been expecting.
No.
That's wow.
So let's talk about it. Did the back-to-back game hurt them?
You can argue, yes, it's another game back to back. No other team has it, actually, besides my team. But you know, we've all been training hard. It's the first day.
They've been training
Training hard, I believe, but it's the first day of the competition, so you're still going to be fairly fresh. So you know, you can argue a back-to-back game is quite difficult, but the fact that they lost in that manner, I don't think they would have been expecting. Is what the concerning thing they'll be taking out.
I am shocked to see the Vikings walk out with the 7 bases.
Yes.
And Sharks to walk out with 3.
Yeah. Now Canberra did well. They got those couple of bases at the end, which gave them cemented that second base. And you said it earlier, they were in the game because they're packing well, and all they needed was those bases. They pushed on hard later, and they got it. Breaking from CV, we said he needed a good game. And he had a good game.
And we said they needed to switch it up, which they did.
Which they did. I think running 2 was the idea.
And the 2 with the newer player running out with CV, they nailed a couple of bases really early. Confidence booster there for Aaron Call.
Yes.
And run still at home to ensure the gatekeeper of the base.
So well done to Vikings there, guys, taking that out. Yeah. Canberra also well done, taking a second. And the Sharks pushed to third, so they're going to want to have a good little team chat there and regroup because they've only got a game break and they're back in. But the next game, guys, we got Wolfpack on green, Leviathan are on red, and What the Foe are on blue. Predictions: are Wolfpack going to do what they need to do again? I'm seeing them from green this time.
Formerly Wolfpack, What the Foe and Leviathan. So Leviathan should pick up the second here. It'd be nice to see them give the Packer a bit of a hard time, but I think it's too much to expect.
Yeah.
How many games in on the first day of competition in their own arena?
Yeah. So I think Wolfpack will take this out. It'd be nice to see What the Foe can push Leviathan.
Yes.
That's what I'd like to see. Straight away see Grub.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So Grub is
number one. My number one.
Number one.
My number one.
I said to a few people that after seeing...
He's number one.
I said to a few people, after seeing Grub, the way he played Darwin Peanuts 3, we saw him attack a lot of that. I said, I'd like to see Grub attacking because he's an underrated attacker. Not many, you think of attackers, you got Lakeo, Waxers, you've got, they're all those sort of players. So, but Grub is a very good player. So I'm happy to see him out on attack. So early start here. What the Foe off to a nice start, getting a few good pack points here. Leviathan just struggling a little bit. Wolfpack aren't getting them, but they're not getting the pack points they need at the moment. Considering they are getting attacked, you'd want to be getting more pack points.
Correct. So do Skits? Do we think Skits? Because they had a brilliant game, and it was the younger players that helped push them up in that last game.
True. Was he Skits with a few points in? I haven't seen many people come down to blue, so he may be out on attack this game.
And we watched Mum the last game be very, very difficult to get out of in this space.
Yeah.
So
very, very. So
when she's back in, they've got her back in there again. They're not going to mess with that because it was working.
Yep, here comes Grub.
Oh,
great tag out there from Mum. Getting the toms. It's all you need. Clear toms in this game because the diving can get played out very quickly and easily. So you've got to rely on those comms to be very crisp.
So we got Cyril in for this game for Leviathan. He's sitting there on the back door of red. Yes, that's back door.
Yes, back to red. And I think I'd like to see who's going in.
Oh,
Space. Well,
nice wax.
That was wax. Just vaccines. He probably shot that guy out from the reloader of blue with those long arms. So yeah, wax and grab out and attack here. I like it. It's a good setup.
Mm-hmm. They seem to be working well together.
Yes, very much so. So Leviathan starting to catch up on a few points here. They're doing very well. But one of them needs to get a base. One of them's got to crack the base first. Just a little bit of a
Confidence boost.
Yeah, confidence boost, and we'll just okay. We have the base where we're now up.
Now Skits is out attacking this time because there we see him at the front door.
Yeah, of blue. Yes,
Blue.
yeah.
Sorry, I was getting distracted. I'm going to be Husky in the background. I'm like, Husky should be in the no, Husky City.
Yeah. So red. It's strange because red are getting shot out here.
Oh.
Or as
Yep, Skits, no. He got back in.
yeah. Well done. So it's strange. A lot of action's happening in red, but the base besides Lob hasn't gone down. But there are lots of players running, getting into spots, but no one's shooting it. I'm not sure if that's a Alright, so red are playing two inside at the moment. One is they're both in what's called the front and back pocket.
Yes.
And just looking out each door. So I see Nightmare Rose hanging around at red.
He's on the outside of the back door there.
I saw another red at the front door, so they could be having 4 at home.
I've only seen 3 of them so far, which is...
There's
Oh,
red.
yes.
They're keeping home at the moment.
Rupert is also at home.
Rupert's home, so that's interesting. That would leave us
Volley is off somewhere because I haven't seen Volley.
Yeah, so they're running a 1-4 at the moment. Now that's interesting from red. If you're running a 4, you need players there.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you're not getting points. At the moment, there are players taking their base, but if no one's there, you are coughing up quite a few points. As we see, Payne get into the base. With a collision there now.
That looked like it might hurt.
There is
lie.
coming with a high hand. Actually, that's Volley defending.
Okay. He wasn't there before.
So if they have 5, they surely don't have 5.
Do they have
might.
5?
They might. They
Yeah.
do. They've got 5.
So, yep.
4, 5.
5.
So very interesting tactic here from Leviathan. They're holding 5 at home.
What the thrower just picking up some nice pack there too, and just slowly widening that gap.
Yeah. No explanation for that collision, so maybe the ref didn't have a good view on it. We'll see who it was. That it happens.
I think it's hard from the ref spot to see that back pocket.
Back pocket, yeah. So it's unfortunate, but yeah. So lucky for it at the moment, there is action at their base. I have seen Wax there. I see the
Skips has just cleared the base. Oh, Wham's pushing in.
Yeah, so they've got the action at their base.
Hang on. Wham's attacking red. Okay.
Yeah,
cool. With Wax.
Yes.
Okay, that's...
Grub is done because Wax is red. He's taking it from that back pocket and gets it.
I think we're used to seeing Wham come out very, very late.
Falcon is out there, or Thick Jim is even this.
Yeah.
Thick Jim. So Falcon is also there, so they may have pushed 3, which is an interesting tactic. Okay, so as we approach the halfway mark, we'll see Wolfpack doing what they're supposed to be doing. They've got their 4 bases. They've got a nice, comfy lead. They are doing quite well. Tied for 2nd and 3rd. Literally 20 points in it. So
Jimmy is now in red base. Oh, he's just been knocked out.
Yeah, so Red are doing well here. Defending very dropped twice, but they're doing some hard defense. So Blue, I think Blue need to push a bit here. Push over. Yeah, and as I say that, Skits has gotten into green.
Well done, Skits.
Yeah, so that's what he needed to do because no one's at their base. This pack had pushed up hard 3 up to red, so that was a good play by Skits. Go over to the lane defender base and take it. That's it.
Alrighty.
Fit you up with red
and
finishes. Right, come from there. For Leviathan, they're still content with this 5-man D. Oh, as I said that, I now see Volley has moved down to green, so they've decided to push and to try and get some bases.
Yep.
packing well because Wolfpack had been at their base for a while now, so they didn't get in the pack. But do you think they'd be thinking they're third?
Yeah, I think they're third. Ooh, 279.
After the circle.
Nicely done, Siri.
Well done, followed up there. So looks like Wolfpack are defending quite lightly at green at the moment. Red have gotten in a couple of times. I'm not sure what Wolfpack are doing at the moment. They're all up at red. I see.
No, Payne's. I think they've swapped around a bit. I think, or are they dumped? Have they dumped? Because
no, surely not. No. Well, maybe have they?
oh, what are these two disasters doing?
Yeah, I see three there.
Wham
Definitely.
just got it.
I see three up at
Grubs. No, Grubs at home.
Grubs up. Okay.
Okay. I think it's because we're not used to seeing Wham out so early
No, we don't.
and
know.
Payne out so late.
Yeah, they're all in different positions. Play where we know you play, guys. Make it easier for us. All right, so we do see what the photo over at green. I remember they're trying to crack that base.
Yes.
Jimmy has Jimmy got into blue without us seeing him and has finished the base, and we'll go home. Yeah, so Wolfpack doing quite well here. They might finish this game. I think Wolfpack did the right thing. They identified that Leviathan had 5 plumes. So they sent more up there so they could get those points. And they steadily got the bases. They had a little slow period. They steadily got the bases. They've been working through. And they've done the right play there. Oh, we've seen a blue.
Oh, Skits. Is that Skits? No.
No. Maybe.
No.
No, that is...
He's new. They're new Thailand. Or is it Skits? Oh, it's
Chicken. Chicken denied. Yeah, that's the new player, Chicken. We're just going to the base there. And I luckily just topping a deny. And just got shut out. So, there's a lot... The action's pretty spread across the bases. At the moment, it seems to be a fair comfy attack from anywhere. So you can see on the 5x3 there, Wolfpack have got a nice lead, but second and third, it is very close.
Mm-hmm.
Leviathan are doing well with the pack points, but they'd want to get a couple more bases just to give them that a little bit of okay, we've got 3 now, we've got a little comfy buffer, knowing that what the foe don't have any, or have only got the 1 base.
There's not much between these bottoms, but they've only got 1 base. Now I see Payne out for his blue.
Yeah. What the foe doing a good game here. Now, they're predicted to come third this game, but they could get a little upset here, which would be a good little confidence boost for them.
Yes, absolutely. And Leviathan are coming off a solid game previously as well. So
we've just seen a couple of base takes there now with volley. They've just moved ahead on from what the foe. So
Chicken just got denied by Jimmy as well. Falcon.
Yeah, up at
What
red.
are we calling him now?
Thick Jim.
Thick Jim.
Falcon, he has many names. He does.
Oh, Payne's into red. Payne's going to finish his last base.
Oh, no.
Oh,
It was volley, yes.
nice deny.
Volley there coming from the door. Payne just got on the wrong door to shoot it. So, minute and a half to go. What the foe will be down. Payne's trying to finish here. They've got 4.
Oh, just Payne, just.
They're very close. Now, what the foe are in at red here. Now, they need to get this base, or fortunately, they've just been shut out.
Base is obviously
down. They need a couple of bases now. I don't think they're going to catch Leviathan at this stage. Leviathan are sent a few plays out. They're in the blue as I speak.
And Sherrick was going to pick it up.
Denied by Wax, who has the base. And he's done. But
so I'd say Wolfpack spread across the bases.
Green's very empty at the moment. Now, if what the Leviathan, I know
Jimmy
just wandering through, just keeping an eye on things, but someone could push over there and just get a sneak in and get a base for Leviathan and or what the foe to make the last 30 seconds interesting. But I don't think it's going to change from here. I think this.
That's a big scoreline too by formerly Wolfpack.
Yeah, our first 10 base game.
Yes.
Right on with that. Oh, it's dance moves.
I was going to say the very lovely Wax dance.
Dance moves from Wax. So up at red, we're still seeing red are back at base again. So they pushed out hard, but now they've got everyone back.
Oh, here we go. My legs.
Yeah. So we have seen back push out for the point. So what the go to base? Unfortunately, red's busy. I don't think they're going to be able to run up there and get it. But they got very close to Leviathan.
They did.
They played very well, considering a lot of the points Leviathan for quite a while. they've done well.
And I think Wolfpack have just let their base going loose because they know they've got
they've-
this one. They're just going to capitalise on their results.
They've got 10. Just get those points. Get up as high as you can. So, finish those predictions there. But building from what before for a new team. Well done, Skips. Played very well there. Ran the team well. Well done to them.
Positive signs for Adelaide there. Skits, we've seen, well, that's game number 3 for us with Skits or 2?
Game two. Yeah.
And so far, we're seeing some really good things there in a young captain in his first try at it with some new players.
Yes, absolutely. So, mentions there, Grub again. A lovely game.
Number 1.
Number 1, Grub. If we had fantasy, Grub would be number 1 fantasy.
Absolutely.
But we don't.
So, it's just Simi's number 1.
Simi's number 1.
Yeah.
So, moving into our next game, we have the Sharks in for their 15th game of the night with blue. Apex are on green and Sabres are on red.
Apex's first game for the comp.
First game for the comp and first game in 2 years.
2 years as Benson played
Benson
last
played
year.
last year, but they've had 2 years out.
Hang on, who else played on Apex last year?
Or the Church.
Church played.
Near
No,
team. Sits on the other team.
Ninja Jim.
Ninja Jim.
They missed. Yeah,
Main was Ninja Jim, the Kura, the Bonfire, and yeah, so
and Stormcrow, which
Stormy Boy also played. So 5 of them didn't play last year.
No.
So
And Stormy Boy, like the other Waller, have we seen him? He's got taller.
oh yeah.
Like he's gone from here. He's got that lovely height on him now, and that's obviously going to be I'm interested to see how that plays out now. He's gone from a little fast player to he's shot up in just that short amount of time.
If we just do a quick mention of shot up there, it's nice to see Dodge almost as tall.
Yes. Oh.
So, but anyway, just
Oh, it was a Wolfpack Yahtzee for the last game, but I'm not sure we're actually surprised about that.
yeah, no surprises there. But
Alrighty.
so here we go. I want to see what Apex do
Yes.
because for many years, I mean, they've got a rating of 6 at the moment. Now, at their last competition, they finished 16th with a similar team in a Brisbane May. So I want to see what they've changed up, if they've changed up anything, to see how they have improved. To if they're going to start causing some upsets that on paper they should do, because on paper this team, bless you, on paper this team is talented. They need to translate that into wins now, and they need to start taking them off of those couple of high ranked teams. So if they can cause another upset here and beat the Sharks, that'll be good. All right, flashes in a green,
And off
it
he
has
goes.
earlier, and that is the Apex team. So not the stuff they really wanted. They do not want to drop that base early, but it is early. So, predictions.
Oh, look. This should be
Sharks will be
an
really
easy one for Sharks.
well. The last one.
Yeah,
should
I
have been
know.
easy for
I know.
Sharks.
This is where
I think though.
I actually think they were
they're-
reset well.
They're really going to want to reset, and they're really going to be like, you know what, we need to go back out and just hammer home the point that we are here and we mean business.
I think that's one of the great things about the Sharks of the last year or even 2 years is their reset is a lot better
Yeah.
when they have a bad game. So I expect them to come here, dig a little deeper, a little stronger, and reset and wash that last game off. And during this tournament, that is going to be key to the success is you need to wash these games off quick.
Yeah. If you have a bad game, talk about it, absolutely.
Yep.
And be like, this is what we did wrong, and that's how we fix it, and then go and play it.
And with the round system and the resetting of the points, the reset is going to be important. So I expect this is going to be easy for them. Apex are probably going to take 2 or 3 minutes to warm up because this is their first actual game that's not training.
Yeah, and like competitive,
Yeah.
hard game
And
method over at green and finishes. So a couple of tags on the Apex space there from the Sharks.
Now-
They have run 3 over to blue to green base. It looks like I'm sure I see 3 because Method's there, Flash was there, and Hybrid was in the back pocket. So
all right,
Sabres, not much now. This is what we see with the red. I haven't seen anything from red
Spider
yet.
is poking blue. Now this is where we got a nice. This is the first we'll test her on
The Sharks defense
Sabres.
for Sabres.
For Spider and his new team again. A little harder game than he had last time.
Yes,
Now if he converts here,
Hybrid in a green. Right, and that was well done to
Benson.
Benson. Yeah, so a
Is
good
it
little start here from Apex. They're 2 bases down, but they're packing well. They have
Sabres?
been getting attacked by the Sharks and they've dropped it twice, but they're packing well. Now, I'm not sure if he's attacking for them or if they are, as I've not seen where they are. As I say that, no, so their Sharks have switched up here. They've gone up to red. Now, this is the first time we've seen action up at red base.
Yes.
For the game. So let's see if they've got their defense set up nicely against a very good attacking team. Oh, sorry, that's
Sabres the defense.
Sabres defending, but I thought it was Sharks taking a bit of mine.
No, it's Apex attacking.
Yeah.
Oh no, Sharks are there too.
Very
Okay,
high.
we're-
So this is a good little
this is good for
Good.
Sabres.
Duke. That's
Marmaduke is Stormy Boy.
Yeah, so okay, it's Marmaduke. So great start there. A nice one get on the red base. So this is a great start from Apex. Now, I've seen Apex do this bit, they already be critical of them. They get good points. It's sometimes like the bases. They need to work on their mid game. It's when things start heating up, the bases start dropping quickly.
Well, they need to change their decision
Well, they need
very
to change their
quickly.
decisions. They need to keep in check and keep the team together about what they're doing, because that's where they can lose it. So if they can keep that together, we might see some good things from them this month. Sorry.
And that could be the difference between them and Sabres. Spider seems to be very in control of keeping his players not
Yeah.
panicked at any point.
And it could be the difference between, I'm going to call it the mid-tier. It's mid-tier, but it's not mid-tier. But it's those teams that are
The
gonna be
gatekeepers.
the gatekeepers. The teams that are going to be swapping around in that mid-section. That playing that, like keeping the team together, could be the difference between you've dropped Pool B or you stay in Pool A.
Like, yep.
So that's where the difference is between those teams. Oh, that's
Ooh. That is one hectic red base,
That
but
is a
placing
very-
nicely into Sabres.
yeah. To Sabres got the bases there. A little bit of a slow start for them.
But they've got a lot of pack
Yeah.
from red, which we don't normally. They're strong on pack from red.
Yeah, they are getting their pack now. They weren't start, but no one was there. It's great. Who is that in the front door in that one person spot there at red? Because that is, I want to say Colcro. At the red door in the one person spot. I'm sure.
No, that is Pollock.
Yeah, Colcro.
Fulcrum. Sorry,
Very
Fulcrum.
But
I've renamed him like I did Dosey,
very good.
which is Dossie.
It's okay. He's getting some good cuts there. He's defending quite well. So having some trouble getting into the base at the moment. Some of the teams. We've seen no action at blue at the moment, so they're pushing out high. And green, is it empty or dumped? Have we seen an Adelaide dump early in the comp?
No, Benson's there.
okay,
Benson's
so
there.
they just pushed out high to get points. That's it.
Surely they don't dump because
Well,
they're known for it.
It's Adelaide, and that's, I think, what they need to improve in the team. I think that's their go-to strategy. If something goes wrong, it's this has gone wrong, let's dump. And sometimes they've done it when they're not behind, and then that can cost them. So I like to see nice standard games from them, strong groupings in attack and defense, strong cores, and right now they're ahead of Sharks. They're based down, so it has been a great start from the Apex.
But do you think they know how? Do you think they need to learn to read the game and know?
And that's comes down to sometimes they dump. They sometimes misread games. They think, oh, we're behind, we must change it up, when they're actually not. Or they're behind, or they think we're in front, but they're actually losing.
Yep.
So
Do you think the Sharks know right now where they are?
Sharks 2 bases up, they're probably thinking they're comfy, but their defenders would know they're not getting much points. Receiving these shreds and Moose has been obviously pushing a bit. He's
The Sharks
Double
suffering. So these are two middle.
middle
Mid. Do you think Sharks are suffering the?
Oh,
these guys are
they're
going to
Sharks.
Yeah,
We're gonna attack 'em.
yep.
Personally, you need to identify that from the Sharks and push high on points. Now, Musha has been copying a few tags, and also Shred is standing by himself. But the thing you can do with Blue Base is even Shreds can push out there.
Yes.
He can push out a few panels back towards that where the reloader is and see into green. No one's getting past him from that spot. Even if he dies, that person's still got a long way to run to get into the base. So Shreds is sacrificing a few points here, but you also don't want to get that surprise if someone comes in the back way through Mushu, where Mushu's defending from, and
You've got to be confident that your buddy base holding with you is going to give you that comm so you can get back in quick. Because speed wise, there's no problem there. Shredding's getting back quickly, but if he doesn't get the comm, they're
Yeah.
missing it.
Here we go.
Oh,
Red. It's
hybrid, it's green.
They just got it. Now
Nicely done.
they've been attacking the 3 and they've been there for a while. So now they've finally finished. They did pop up to red for a while, but they finally finished green. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do here. And I do see, so we've seen the Sabres gone down to the Sharks base.
Now I see Flash is still at home at blue.
So Flash may have come
Back. And Mushi's gone. Mushi's gone out.
No, maybe they're
I can't see Mushi. Oh no, Mushi's still at home.
okay. So
Okay.
they're just
That's Mushi.
Yeah, it's sense. I just saw Hybrid into red. No, he's not showing how he has. Sabres are on a good game here. They need to get some bases. So we're actually quite a way through this game. There's only 3 minutes left, and there's only 4 bases down.
So what do you do?
Sabres have got to know they're behind. They've got no bases, and they've dropped 1. You've got to know you're behind. You've got to push a little bit. Now, they've got 2 teams attacking at the moment.
Yes.
Push a third out, or push a hard 2 out and try and crack a base.
I'd be taking 3 because they're under constant attack.
Exactly. And we see Spider back at home.
Oh, 2 shot denied there.
English 2-shot denied by Fulcrum. Playing very well. Methods in the base here. Oh, who got that base?
Shots.
Ah, there we go. That is, I'm going to guess it's Bonfire.
3-1. I know.
Oh, okay, that's, well now Sharks. Sharks have to be careful here. Because if they drop a few bases,
They're in trouble again.
Yeah.
Again.
Again, it's not been a confident start from the Sharks. Not what we expect from them in this from them just in general. You know, they're one of the top teams, one of the favoured interstate teams to push the Queensland team. So they'll be not worried. You see Meaningless in the blue. Oh, got denied. Oh, now Sabres came in behind. Now if Sabres didn't come down then, you know, that's a that would have been another base they dropped from the Luce's defence. Oh, we see the Sabres attacking at the moment. Yeah.
Green looks empty.
I think they're pushing high because when someone came in before, they flooded back. So I just think they've got a high push going on. Because you can, at green, you can push one up the ramp.
Yes, true.
Passing from that ramp. And the other player can push again to that reload sort of area. No one's getting around you. You've got full side of the base. I also don't see where they're at. Oh, here we go. See the blue. That's it.
Oh, Magneto.
Oh! That's in the gym that took that base, and I think that's Magneto.
I think I need a little sheet of which ones are which now.
Yeah,
the alias changes.
People are changing aliases. Why do that to us?
It does make it different stats and the databases and everything needs to be updated, but
yeah. So we're seeing a good game from Apex here, and they've got in again. Apex are into this again. Wow.
But Spiders
in red. Him defending red's a very good idea, being a lefty.
Yes.
So yeah, Apex. If they
Meaningless. Go Meaningless.
No, he actually missed the shot. Oh, they missed shots twice on the player of the doors. So that's going to help the Sharks there. There's denial points. And the denies on the Apex.
How are we a minute to go down?
Yeah, and in that time.
Oh, wow.
In that time, they've just dropped another. I'm not sure if Red have dumped, but that looked a very simple race there. Yeah, there's a lot of action at blue. They've got in again.
Oh, jeez.
They've got in again, the Apex boys.
No, Spider hasn't dumped.
Mushu, this.
Yeah, come on. Yes, well done, Mushu.
Now, Apex. They're all great. No, denied. I reckon it's denied. That could be it. That is it. Sadland. Oh, wow. What a game from Apex in their first competitive game back. They pushed the Sharks the whole way, and it was just those denies at the end that gave the Sharks the win, because they didn't get those denies. Apex take it.
Yeah. And I don't think they didn't do any. They didn't panic dump.
They didn't panic dump. They didn't do anything wrong.
Nope.
It looked like Mushu got in the green at the end, and I didn't see anyone else coming back, so I'm not sure they had just 1 or 2. But I think they played it well. Sharks pushed again to the limit. Played very well. Sabres, no basis for them that game. A little bit
worried about that, yeah.
They defended well, but except a few pushes in the blue, I didn't see them move out much.
I was predicting, and this is interesting to me. I was predicting because traditionally Queensland arenas are high base arenas.
Yeah. But the last couple,
We've had one.
but we've had a few teams that have been low, and you don't see that.
No, but I would have expected to see more 10 base, 30 base.
Oh, 30 base games.
Yeah, I was just
30 base games.
yeah. Queensland traditionally higher because we're coming off Darwin, which was such a low base, and I feel we're getting some feel here. This is only day one, and we're having low base counts.
Really? Yeah.
And we're normally seeing the bigger base counts here.
Yeah, not what we predicted. So teams are really throwing up their defense at the moment to try and control the games. But anyway, one on Sharks, they took out the win. They did what they needed to do. They needed to get the win after the last drop.
Yep.
So they'll be happy with it. But still very close to Apex. So yeah, they'll want to definitely sharpen up a few more things. So
All right, my question is, did they pass the assessment?
who, Apex?
Apex.
They did. I was very impressed. They played very well. It's good to see them pushing the top team like that. So what they need to do now, though, is be consistent. Keep that through the comp.
That's Abel's advice. Apex, when you go back and watch that, you're listening. Consistency.
Consistency.
He wants you to be consistent and not panicked up.
Yes. Because that's what you need to do to be a top team. You need to be consistent. And it's consistent against the teams around them. So when they come up against a team that they should beat them.
Yes.
Do what you should do. And you can take a few off the top teams, tick bonus. So a good start for them though. So I would like to see them continue.
Oh, now we've got Vikings in on
On
blue.
Storm are in on red. And what the foe are in on green.
Alrighty. So this will be interesting. This is more of a Nat style game. One strong, one middle, one weak.
Yes.
And these are the upset. These are the games where upsets can happen.
Yeah. So Storm, their first game when they played red, they did well. They lost to the Sharks, but did they drop to a Viking?
They dropped, but it wasn't much in it. That game, that was tight.
Yeah.
Vikings have had one not so great game,
And then
one really good game.
One really great game. They took the win off the Sharks. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Straight here. Oh.
Wow. Denied.
Denied. Rogers denied as Runt gets green. So a quick start there. So now we see Runtown on the attack.
And CV's at home.
He was at home, so I'm
And
not
they're
sure.
playing 4-1, or is that Aaron Court? Well, Aaron Court actually might. Aaron Court?
here we go
No,
again.
Aaron Court's
Robert's
sitting,
back
so
in.
Mantis is in.
Now I think Blue have dumped. I have a feeling Blue and I have dumped, or they're playing a very loose defense because that red just walked in and
Blue dumped?
yeah,
Vikings dumped?
yeah. I'm pretty certain Blue have dumped to green. Now if you do dump to a base, that's an interesting base because it is a busy
And you'd
base.
really, and it's harder.
There's
You do it from a lot of
There's
traffic
a lot of
there.
room to walk in there.
But it's working for them.
Mantis.
Mantis.
Good base. Well done. So that was a good base there from Mantis at green. So yeah, I think Blue have dumped. So this is
Yep, so
it's the third strategy they've tried. So red are going to do what they're going to need to do here. They're just going to slowly cycle this base and get the points of red.
Yep.
It's interesting they're keeping one back solid inside at the moment. That is Kit Kat, I believe.
yes.
And interesting keeping one solid inside when there's a dump team not at your base. You can probably push a little bit and look for a few extra cheap points because, especially at red, you're going to see.
Unless that hasn't been communicated to Kit Kat that there is a dump on.
It might not have. Or
CV going freeze.
so the dump's working at the moment. Now, this is the third strategy Vikings have tried. They've done a 1-4, did a traditional 2-3, and now they've done a dump. So are they just doing a little feel-out strategy for what works at the moment? Or
No, because it's not
have they
usual. Tassie has two strats.
they adopted the one-up strategy and got a dice?
I don't think that. I think you're probably just seeing the change in captaincies there and runs
Oh,
where
yeah.
Aaron's working him.
Now, greedy. They've gone over to blue with 2 players there. Interesting if a team's dumped to you to take 2 players out. Get that foot back in the green player. That's
Master up speaking.
got my master eyes going. With a little help. But yeah, that's interesting. When you're the team that gets dumped to send 2 out to the empty base, you traditionally
You don't ever fight for an empty base, people.
Yeah,
I
that's what
never
you-
want
never-
to see you fight for
never
an empty
fight
base.
for an empty base, but also with the team dumped to you, you can just let the other team get it first and you can just get the points. But the interesting thing though with green is because it's so tight, you could you can keep 4 at home and they're getting just as good points because there's not a lot of points on it.
Yeah. Is there a risk now? Vikings are bases up, but their pack points not. Is it
Now-
risky they overcommit to this dump?
That will always happen in a dump. In a dump, you're base focused,
Yes.
and your focus goes away from the points.
And Storm haven't lost focus yet.
Storm haven't. They're getting the points, mind you. No one's at their base, so they've got lots of feeding points at the moment. What they've got to do though, Storm here now, if they play this right, yeah. So they're cycling. So
And-
this is cycling.
Glad
What they've got
to see that Brett shot it from a non-primary spot because it was a dumped base.
yeah, because if anyone ever does float back, they're looking at primary slots, which is not what they want to do. Now, we'll see. Green, here we go. Green gun is in, yeah, and he'll finish. Yeah, so they're done now.
You hold this.
I've seen the Vikings do that, but I also they're
Yeah.
still there. So a dump and hold could be a play. Now, a dump and hold, you're almost playing for second
Yes.
because the team that you have dumped to and then held,
Mm-hmm.
they can then go off and get the bases because
Yep.
they're like, oh well, that team's defending for us. Goodbye, we'll go get 7-8 bases, and then you can cough up possibly to that team that you've dumped to because you're letting them get bases. But having said that, I think they've gone now. Have they? No, I still see
No, they're still there.
they're still hanging around this. So a dump and hold, an interesting strategy.
Are they just holding for now? Have they miscommunicated and not realised everyone's through? Because they've hit them all pretty much.
They've hit
Face
them
down, up.
consistently as well. So geez, you'd hope they know they've all got it.
Storm is now finishing up their last blue base.
Last blue base, yeah. So I think Vikings should have gone then.
Yes, because their biggest challenger in this game is Storm.
Because
They are going to hand Storm the
But
game
what-
soon if
but
they're not
what-
careful.
not so much handstorm. Handstorm again. But what they want to do is though they want to go before green finish blue.
Blue.
Because if they leave it to because they've got to get up there. If they let green finish blue,
Yes.
then green will be well, we can go up to get blue before them, to get red before them, and then if blue
Becomes
doesn't-
on the run of who gets red first.
yeah, but
And
then
plays right into red's hands.
but then if they're battling each other, see green now, Storm and the
Storm are now plugging away
So
at the
that's
back of green.
Green's not Storm. Green's what the foe.
Oh, what
Sorry.
the foe, sorry.
So what the foe have done is they've gone, oh, okay. Well, let's go up to red and try and hit a couple of red bases.
Yes, because it's going to be the battle of red.
And as we say that, they've got it. So if they get a couple of runs on it red,
Vikings are getting
they can
behind.
then go down and finish their blues. Blue you're going to get.
Yes.
There's no issues at blue. So if they get a couple of red bases on, they could actually.
Yep.
They could get a good run on here.
I think
Just
have Vikings gone to red yet?
no.
So
No.
this is interesting. So yeah, you're right. So they're greener. So Skits is thinking about this very logically. He's playing this smart.
Yeah.
You know.
What you're not going to get lost in though is not losing the pack points because obviously we're getting a lot of pack points to start. We've got the foe, you've got a whole team there, so you
Yep.
can just point off them. But then, if they do move to green, realizing how to still get those points while not dropping your base to the red to Storm because Storm are then getting the points. But I still see blue defending at green on the outside. So Vikings are committed to attacking the green base and holding, as I don't see them attacking red. Red's very busy at the moment. And I believe
How good though. Let's Skits is from here. I'm going. Skits knows exactly how he wants to play this game.
Here we go. Yes.
Yes.
And the
How
fun of-
good would
how
this
they
be to
would
see
be a
what the
huge-
foe
get a
play
second-
some chess and take away a big win off two big teams?
If they get the win, that'll be a huge confidence boost for them
Yeah.
because these two teams are ranked above them fairly well, and what the foe being a new team as well. You know, that's after Vikings' last game as well. After taking the win off the Sharks, so you don't want to then drop to these two teams.
He's still doing it. I'm going to call it now. Skits. Future, because he's thinking.
Yeah,
He's
thinking well.
double hitting bases
Yeah,
because he knows blues is easy
while they're
base.
double hitting base as well, they're also getting the hard base of Storm. See that go again?
Yes.
Oh, go again?
Skits, the future
the
leader
flow?
of laser charge.
What's the fella having a great game here?
Oh,
Now, Storm.
This is going to be big.
Storm might panic.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Storm might panic here because they've dropped 3 now.
Skits is still going to pick up his blue base.
Now Skits is going to pick up, and he's always going to get that. Now there's still a lot of time left. There's still just under 4 minutes left. So Vikings, they misread this game.
We already have.
But hopefully Skits will.
They're still there. They're what they.
Hopefully what's
Skits.
now what Skits has got to identify here though is that they are far ahead of Storm. If Storm then dumped their base, not to go back and defend it off them because the Vikings then.
I have confidence after watching. This isn't an easy pick. And it's not an easy pick to know what to do in this situation.
Yes.
And he's done it.
He's done it well.
With a bunch of new players, a bunch of inexperienced players, and he is just comfortable.
But do you know what I've seen though?
pushing it away.
I have not seen Green defending at Green for a while. Blue have been holding defending at Green. To Red, what the fuck have just left?
Vikings have now gone to Red. It's too late.
No, they're still defending on the outside there. They are still holding at least 2 the Green base.
They think that Storm are their risk.
They
and
think-
they've
they think Storm are the
underestimated Skits.
They think Storm are the risk, so they say, okay, we'll defend this off Storm
I'm sorry.
because we're ahead of them.
Yeah, they've completely left out the third, not giving them enough credit, and they are now potentially going to drop a game to them.
They're gonna pay for it.
Fatal.
Now, they think they still need to get one more base here to be confident. To be confident of that first place. Now we do see. I think it's
Mum and Skits both need
it, and they're all up there. I think they're all up there. Now we see Red. Now Red is starting to push towards that Green because the thing is though, by defending this out from as Storm push more players to Green, that makes it easier for the foe to hit Red.
Yep.
Because they're overcommitting the defense to Green. So by overcommitting the defense to Storm, that'll hand it to what the foe. And we said it could happen. And it's happening. So
they are slowly pulling away there on the pack.
yeah, they're down on
Pack,
they're
sorry,
up on
but
bases.
they're up on base.
They're up on bases, but Pack at the end of the day means nothing.
The Vikings are going to get in.
Yeah.
And at this point, what the foe don't need to panic. He's got 3 in his hand.
Yeah. Now there is Green back down defending. I've just seen it Green.
But we've still got Vikings defending Green.
Yeah. So they can only defend. They only have to defend with one.
Yep.
Here we go. Oh. Right on Rod. That's good for.
So we've got a minute to go.
Just yep.
Come on,
we're
Wolf.
coming up to the minute right now. I think what the foe need to get one
Skits. Yep, here we go.
on.
Oh, yeah.
Now that's almost locked it out because
Vikings can't
Vikings
get.
going to get one.
They
They
need
get one
red.
base, and they can only get it once. So and what the foe don't have to worry about shop anymore. They just have to keep Vikings out.
What is going on?
What is going on?
Skits is the captain of the future, ladies and gentlemen. I'm calling it now. He played this and he played out the other 2 teams, not giving him enough credit as a young bloke.
Very well.
And he's absolutely gone, don't play checkers against me. I'm going to give you a check, mate.
He played it well, realizing here he goes. He's going to finish. Well done, what the foe. That is
Skits.
gentlemen.
Skits and what the foe.
That is the game. That is the game. What a steal. Now Storm could steal the Vikings. They could just run downstairs, realize the time. Your base has gone down. Don't worry about defending it. Run down and try and get a Green, but it's now too late. Wow. What the
foe.
What the foe, everybody.
Well done.
In their 3rd competitive game.
A mix mash team with new players.
New players, different states.
Skits hasn't captained before. So I didn't expect him, and this is where the other team stuff, I didn't expect him to know how to read that game properly. And he did the right thing. He went after the red.
He went after red, then he played it well. Once blue are holding, he just went, we'll go get blue. And we said the Vikings are going to make the mistake by letting them get red. And they did. Where Vikings playing for second, we've already talked about it's not a good idea to do that.
It's absolutely.
Maybe they did misread that what the foe weren't going to be difficult for us. But, wow.
No, that's all on Skits. And we can hear some noise from over there.
Yeah,
obviously, they will be excited. And, yeah, we can hear Skits.
What a game from Smith. And what the foe team. What a game from Holland. Wow. So see yet another upset, guys. I like seeing upsets. Well done to what the foe taking the game of the Vikings and Storm. Yeah, Storm got close, but I think they should have committed just a few more to Reddit to the green base at the end.
Yes.
To they would have known they're doing good at points with all of green there, but yeah, they needed that base. So Vikings will be disappointed after their last game, taking a huge win. They would have wanted to.
I think the moment they stood to defend green, they were giving themselves a second, and I don't know why you would in this form.
And look, they got the second, but not.
Why would you? Not this early in the comp.
And not to the team they wanted to take the second to.
He's supposed to have a trade down.
Yeah, that was our.
Yeah.
That was.
That was our.
That was our eighth. Well, I think it was between you and someone. But anyway,
You? He's not here.
you and someone.
Oh, Cougar.
Two games. So.
Cougar's coming on.
I'm going to say Cougar's bubbles, but what do I know?
Oh, you see, we were having a cheeky look over the side here. You can see Captain Runt having a look at the scoreboard there.
I think I'm actually coming up.
All right, cool. We're going to... Should we switch you over? I'm going to let you go.
All right.
So, President Arvin.
All right, guys, but I think Cougar and Bubbles taking you into the next game. I'll wait for Bubbles to get here, so I'll chat with Cougar. Welcome, Cougar.
Hi, how are you?
It's been a
What the heck happened in that last game? My
It's been a few upsets, mate.
It's,
It's been a lot happening. So we see for the first time the Spartans in on red. We have Apex in on blue, and East Coast Lightning are on green. So, wow. So here we see the Spartans in their first game, and word on the street is they've been playing hard.
They have been playing extremely hard. The Spartans are definitely... Look, if you're the Spartans, you're definitely the team with a small chip on your shoulder.
Yeah.
You've always been right there at the top. And for all intensive purposes, this should be a team that should be winning major competitions.
Yes.
They
yes.
haven't been able to do that yet. They haven't been able to surpass the Wolfpack dominance.
No.
So now, what's going to be interesting now is they've had access to this arena as much as Wolfpack have. So it's going to be very interesting to see what they decide to do to try and combat what Wolfpack do in this arena. So,
Yeah.
but, you know, the cool thing with this competition is start throwing in mixtures of teams like Sharks and now the revitalized Maroons, who we'll talk about later.
And puts Hornets as additional discount.
And Hornets, yeah.
They've got Stingray back on the team.
Yep.
They've got Rover back on the team.
Like, seriously, Stingray is, as far as I'm aware, and I know they didn't really mention it on the Not Quite a Sport stream, but honestly, he is probably one of the most underrated captains ever.
Yeah,
Like,
I was on that stream. I actually said I rate Stingray. I am rating Stingray.
I rate
Good
Stingray
player.
extremely highly. So it'd be fun to see him, and I think it's going to be a really cool competition. You know, for people who are normally tuning in to watch us with our Zeltec streams,
Yep.
we do have a lot of mixed teams this year as well. So there are a lot of teams from. Sorry, I'm trying to do multiple things at once.
Yes.
We have teams who are mixed. So like my team, Reunion.
Both our teams.
Yeah, your
Yeah.
team as well. I've got representation from 3 states.
Yes.
You know,
Yes,
so
most mixed.
I have the most mixed teams. So
Yes. But good start from Apex here. Again, we're seeing with the pack points and the post up. So they played well last game. Oh, this time.
Mad Cans.
The experienced Mad Cans, but there was a chance for Benson to get a tag because he looked away and Benson just dived at the wrong time. So that could have been
It could have been very, very spicy for Mad Cans there, but I mean,
he's already and I didn't see Mad Cans take a termination.
the Mad Cans has indeed scored a termination, so that's our second termination of the competition.
And not normally you see from Mad Cans.
No.
No.
So look,
But
the interesting bit is even though this isn't going to count towards any national statistics or anything like that,
Yes.
how serious do you think a lot of these top teams are going to take this competition, being that this will so far be probably the largest laser tag competition we see this year?
I think, look, I think for a few people they will take it quite seriously, because I think like everyone's like, it's not a Zortak, it's the Rumble, it's not going to count towards you, like you said, future things, but it's a competitive laser tag. Once you get in that maze and you start getting those juices flowing, you know, the competitiveness comes in and you want to go hard. So I'm thinking we're going to see some very competitive games, and we've got some very competitive teams. So I'm looking forward to it.
No, definitely. I think this will be a really good fun week of laser tag. Normally, our national competition goes about a week and a half. We're going to push it down to a week. 14 games, so we're going to see a lot more of your favourite players on stream at once, and we will have a triples competition thrown in between as well.
I have to see this. Oh, nice.
And Potato going in green as well, and Potato managing to grab green base at the same time.
You see this a lot from the Spartans, where they offset their bases. It's always very methodical. It's always very fine-tuned machine.
And that's really right down to Mad Cans as well. He is just the ring general of the Sunshine Coast. Everything is planned meticulously to a T. And what's even really cool about this year as well is we see, we mentioned it before, we've got the reunion of the Maroons coming back in. For those who are not aware, the Maroons were the first team to win 3 back-to-back nationals. They had the Queensland dominance before the Wolfpack came along.
And had the Queensland dominance.
Now have the Queensland dominance. So, well, I want to put this out there.
Yeah.
The last time, if we see it happen, where the Maroons and the Wolfpack are in finals, and what will be even more interesting is if the Hornets make it into the finals, because that will almost be a replay of the 2016 Australian National Title.
Yes, 2016.
Held at this site.
Yes, it's 2016. I mean, that was the Wolfpack's first game.
Yep.
First
Nationals.
They'd been playing a lot, and they were very good already. And, the Maroons, I think, wanted to prove a point and say, we're the big boys here. But now the Wolfpack are. So, Maroons
have got work to do. They've got work to do. But Matt Cairns was obviously a fundamental part of the Maroons.
Yeah.
And
he has brought his new players in.
Yeah. He has opted to stay with the Spartans, and I think that shows how much faith Matt Cairns has in the Spartans team to help carry him through to a win.
Yes. So we're coming up to the halfway mark. We see the Spartans lead. Apex just starting to drop off now on their points. Spartans have been pointing hard, so they're really getting their dominance up at the moment, as we expect them to.
Look at that. Landstalker, 210% tag ratio at the moment. Absolutely carving it up with 40 tags and only getting tagged 19 times. So well done there. Raven, this will be her first game of the competition as well. Doing a solid job in defense, 240%.
Yeah.
It looks like that's actually Raven in the front pocket at green, but we'll go to green.
And that was just taken by Marmaduke, who is Stormy Boy, we believe. We have come to the conclusion of. So, yeah, we talked about Apex before, we singing about how they improved their game to finish in the spots they should be finishing. So, they had a good first game. They almost took the win. I'd like to see them push Spartans, really push them and show them that they're here to mean business.
Absolutely. And I think this is the thing. With this type of competition, with this arena, the way it's set up as well, it's a very fast-paced arena.
Yeah, fast-paced.
There's not a lot of wasted space in this arena. We will see the majority of it get used. However, in saying that, this is a arena where you can get from one base to the other very, very quickly.
Very quickly, yes.
So you really need to keep that pace up for the full 12 minutes if you are going to have any chance against some of these top teams.
Yep. Now, I thought I just saw a ref after someone there, but I'm sure. Now, we see Apex taking another base here. So right now, they seem to be trading bases as the Spartans get them. So they had a bit of a slow period there, Apex, but now picking it back up again.
Looks like the Spartans are currently going for green at the moment. Green are currently holding them out. We'll see there on the cameras. Oh, that was a pincer maneuver from both doors, setting themselves up in the box.
Yeah, that's an interesting play here with with Green Base, because it's one of the few mazes that we've seen lately where you can see through two doors from where you can be at the one door and defeat the other people coming in because you can see right through that door, right to that alleyway. So it makes it a very interesting base as we see Zeropa going for green.
Zeropa gets his green comfortably, but however, in that exchange as well, the Spartans did lose one of their own bases too. But they still about 2,000 pack points up on just normal pack on pack. And they've also got a base in hand. So a nice handy 5,000 point lead at the moment for the Spartans.
See Lightning just struggling a little bit here, but they are against two very good teams. The Spartans, obviously, and the Apex, even though have been out of it, have got good players. So Lightning, this is a new competition for them. So this will be a bit of a tough game for them.
Sorry, I was just going to say, what do you think about that? Out of curiosity,
we've seen it a couple of times. My issue with that hole is if one gets cracked out, the other gets cracked out,
and that's how it happens.
Simple.
Wait, that was.
They come.
It's like we tried to like.
Or something. It might be a profit, but that is the problem with that defense. If you lose one, you're going to lose two, and it happened again. So, you've got to have exceptional comms from the outside players if you're going to hold that.
Yep.
So it's an interesting thing I've seen teams do, but I personally I don't see the point here only because, as you said, it's a fast maze. People are moving in and quickly, so there's too much going on to be able to. It can't just be static like in Darwin we saw last year. You can just sit a person and just look at that door and not do anything for 10 minutes. Where in this, you've got to be so aware of everything else, people moving around. So I'm not a fan of that setup. Now, they've still got two inside at the moment at Blue Base, but that player has moved to the back door. So now it's a bit of a wider defense, but it's still two inside.
And you can see that on the cameras above us as well. So you got your main camera. So that's the guy underneath the base. That's the front door there. And the camera to the bottom left, that's actually looking out the back door in a spot we call Wax's. Wax from the Wolfpack loves that little spot there.
I see Raven going for
green base. Oh, gets the knife from the back door.
Well done, Disney.
Very, very important with green base as well. This backdoor area. So you want to see Disney, he's dived straight across that back door, gone straight towards that wall, and they can literally reach out and target the box.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is that box is reflective as well.
Yeah.
So even if someone's actually right up, you've got to tuck right in the back of the box. You can't be floating towards the middle or anything like that.
Yeah.
They just got to
get shot.
That's it. It's game over.
Yeah. So 30 seconds, only 10 seconds ago, sorry. So this is game over. Spartans did what they needed to, but again, well done from Apex.
No, Apex has really
They've come here to play.
They have, and they've proven that. They've had a couple of difficult games tonight. But I don't think the Spartans can walk. The Spartans can walk away from that game going, you know what, guys? We did our job. We did what we needed to do. No drama at all. But I think Adelaide can walk away with a bit more than that. I think Adelaide can walk away going, you know what, we pushed the Spartans. And I think that's, well done to Adelaide. Lightning, obviously, they're a new team. They're a bit of a throw-together team. I think they've got two different states being represented there.
Yeah, and I think Disney used to be a Tassie player, and I think that's a season. So, a new team. And an inexperienced team as well. And so, that's going to hurt them a bit in games like this. Once we get into the pool games, I think they'll improve a bit there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think you're very much correct there. So, but, it's only night one and plenty more games to go.
Yes, so I am stepping out now. So, it's been a good rest of the evening, everybody.
Thank you, mate. Thank you for joining us. Oh, dearie me.
No, you're good.
I was like,
Sit around line.
yeah. Sorry, I'm jumping in with you.
No, jump on in. And we'll welcome Gypsy into the commentary booth. I believe you're with me for the rest of the evening.
Sure am.
So,
Stick with me.
Oh, well. I mean, it could be worse. I could still have Arbel. No, just kidding. So, what have we got in our next game, Gyps?
Sorry.
Marking people off here.
The 8:15 game.
Something like that.
Yep, so we've got the Wolfpack in green, we've got the Sharks on blue, and we have Eclipse on red.
So Wolfpack on green. The Sharks from WA are blue, and was it Eclipse? Was it?
Yep.
Yep. On red. So Eclipse is the brainchild of Taipan and Orkrai, bringing up some of the newer players from the Brisbane League and welcoming and introducing them to their first national level competition. Obviously, we've seen quite a bit of the Sharks tonight already, and Wolfpack obviously needs no introductions. What are you expecting from this game, Jips?
Well, I don't think you should rule Eclipse out. I know that they're not ranked as high, but I do think that they have the potential to do well in the upset. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if it was Wolfpack first, Eclipse second, and the Sharks third, to be honest.
Yep. Well,
it just depends, because this is their first game, Eclipse's first game, they might not be warmed up yet, but it just depends how it plays.
No, absolutely. The key to Eclipse winning, I think, is definitely Taipan needs to lead from the front and Orkrai needs to lead from the back. And if they do that and they have that synergy in the middle where that communication can flow from the front to the back and the back to the front through their two most experienced players on the team, I think that they can do quite well. Is going to, however, be a bit of a harder ask that are going to have to work for it as the Sharks take a 2-base lead as well. So it looks like the Sharks have decided to come back to play.
I think they needed to in this game. I think they had to come out hard.
Yeah.
Because if they were chasing the whole time, then that's what they would be doing the whole time, is chasing the Wolfpack for the rest of them.
Very much. This is a game where I think Eclipse really can almost choose who wins this game because they're kind of the unknown factor in here. The Sharks and Wolfpack have had a number of games together over the years. They know each other very well and they know their play styles very well.
And they play against each other very well.
And they play against each other quite regularly. So yeah, it's definitely going to be a bit of an interesting game, I think.
Obviously, Eclipse behind with the bases so far. They haven't got bases yet. The Sharks and the Wolfpack both have 2 bases each.
Taipan's scoring quite well at the moment. Currently on 240% tag ratio. Orkrai not doing too bad as Taipan going for his green base. And Taipan will put Eclipse on the board for the first one. Oh, and at the same time, Payne gets denied by Mushu at red. So it looks like we've got a party at red at the moment, which could actually play into Eclipse's hands very, very well because all the pack points are now currently at Eclipse's base. Just having a look, we might see. I'm having a quick look at these green cameras, Gypsy. I'm not seeing any green players. All right, there's one. There's one in the box. All right. As Payne gets his blue base. So it looks like Wolfpack are pushing out quite aggressively at the moment. Not too much happening in defense. And might only have 1 or 2 floating around at home.
I'm just trying to get my head around the new cameras.
Yes. Yeah, it's
having so many of them.
It's a very cool setup. Thank you to I know Callum and Ben set up the cameras over the last couple of days.
It's great.
It's fantastic. We're literally looking at 12 cameras at the moment, trying to make sure that we're pointing you guys to the right action.
It does seem to be busy in red. Blue, the
Sharks are coming into the front pocket at red. Go. Oh,
Try tonight.
Now that was really funny because Orkrai actually walked out the front door of the base. Flash has jumped into the back pocket and Orkrai's denied him while he was in the back pocket. So maybe a little bit of a miscalculation there by Flash.
Back inside the front pocket of red.
Looks like that's Goat. The back door gets the comm out. Unfortunately, a bit too late. But very lucky there. We've got another red player just diving in to take them out. That was Taipan.
Eclipse is still in this with pack points.
They are still in this with pack points. Absolutely. They've actually closed the gap a lot. That's thick chin for the Wolfpack. Putting their 4th base on the board now. So Wolfpack with about a 2,000 point lead off pack points at the moment, plus their 2 bases in hand.
Oh, Clips always have the Sharks and they're a base down.
But yes, Eclipse starting to reel the Sharks in now, and they have a base in hand too.
So they don't get denied by any silly denial.
So long as they don't do anything silly, yes. So it looks like the action's just quietened down here a bit. We've got a bit of action happening over at green. We've got Wax. As Wham Fox actually snuck the blue base there. And it does look like that the Sharks are very light on their defense in blue at the moment. No Shreds just walking back in.
Capcan takes the Wolfpack space.
And Capcan for Eclipse takes Wolfpack and now pushes Eclipse into second place. So when you factor in an extra 3 bases for Eclipse, they're actually only 1,000 points behind Wolfpack at the moment. So Eclipse playing very, very well.
Well, Eclipse are yet to be denied either, so they've lost no points in denials.
Just having a quick look there. Grub, Taipan, and Method are our top 3 scorers at the moment. Taipan doing a lot of heavy lifting there for Eclipse. 29 tags, Grub 31, Method 32. Hybrid's going for a green. Hybrid gets his green base.
Team, this is going to be a close game.
This is going to be a very close game. Sharks grabbing an extra base from there, but Eclipse still hot on their tails. This is
yeah.
So it's a bit hard to call this one. It's gosh, it is literally almost anyone's game.
Depends how they play the last few minutes. If one of the teams panics and starts giving away points, then
I think right now this is Sharks' games to lose. I think at the moment it's going to be all up to Sharks if they decide to do something silly or not.
Bushu takes Wolfpack space.
Bullshoe gets Wolfpack space. Now, if you were Wolfpack Gypsy, who would you prefer to get into second place? Do you allow Sharks to roll through your base, or would you prefer Eclipse to roll through your base?
I think if I was them, I think they would be thinking, like, let Eclipse through, don't let the Sharks through. They would be thinking that the Sharks are definitely hot on their tail. I don't think they realise how close the game is.
Yeah. So at the moment, the Sharks' 4 bases have all come from that green Wolfpack base. So as far as Wolfpack are aware, they're just dropping bases to the Sharks. They haven't dropped any yet to Eclipse. Wolfpack, however, on the flip side, have got all of the Sharks' bases and have yet to get any of Eclipse bases.
Eclipse's base hasn't gone down once.
It hasn't gone down once at all. So Payne's been denied once, and so has Flash from the Sharks.
So that's pretty impressive that they haven't even dropped a base, and we're 3/4 of the way through the game.
Quick question in the chat: will this competition be based on points or a bracket? That is a great question. I wish I could answer for you. The short answer is that once we get through these first initial rounds, which will end tomorrow, we are going to be seeded into 2 pools, and then throughout the rest of the week, teams will be dropping in and out of Pool A and Pool B, but you want to be in Pool A come the finals day because you'll get more chance to get into the finals. Hopefully that answers the question.
Wax just denied by all price, sorry. Shred's taking green base. And Goat.
Goat will get the Sharks base. Well done to Goat there.
There is not much of a gap between all 3 teams, realistically.
Not at all. So the danger that Eclipse has right now is that they are 2,000 points behind. They need to get these bases to try and start pushing ahead and pushing the Wolfpack. That's the only thing that's holding them down at the moment. As Wax will get the red base.
First red base of the game. Took him five shots to
Just break that up.
or Capcan.
And Capcan will then get the Sharks base.
It's getting juicy.
So well done there. So Eclipse now being pushed up to second place. Now, this is cool. So as we got, what, an extra 4,000 points. So Wolfpack only have a 1,000 pack point lead at the moment to Eclipse.
Only a minute and a half left in the game, though. Hey, Little Bo denied there.
Little Bo from the Eclipse team getting denied at green. Taipan, though, the captain is at blue. So it's interesting to see what is happening here. Does Taipan does need this base. So maybe he is planning on trying to take the base by himself. Unfortunately, he has a sea of blue players just flood in.
And Flash did secure his red base, sorry, when Little Bo got denied. Oh, Hybrid going for red.
Hybrid taking red from that back pocket you saw at the bottom left-hand camera.
Little pack base. Oh,
Right, and he got it.
about roughly half a minute left in the game, and there's about 1,300
Points in it.
second and third. 3.
The thing is, if the Sharks can get a little bit more pack and can get one more base, and the only option at the moment is the Eclipse base,
Taipan going to grab the space. Oh my gosh.
and Taipan grabs the Sharks base at the end there.
Grub gets denied. This could be bad for them. Oh,
Right, Grub got it, so that'll lock away the Wolfpack win. Can the Eclipse hold on for the last handful of seconds without a Sharks base getting down?
I was literally on the edge of my seat while Grub was taking that.
And well done to Eclipse. There's been a few Sharks upsets tonight, Gibson. It's I think the Sharks will probably have a few little meetings tonight, just in relation to what's happened there, because I don't think they expected that. But in saying all that, probably Eclipse had that little bit more maze advantage, being that they are playing at the home arena. So this might not be happening later on throughout the week. So well done to Eclipse. They definitely deserve that win. And congratulations to Wolfpack. That seemed like a very easy, comfortable win. Didn't see them overexert themselves. They didn't really need to. It was a very, very smart game.
I do think
Well,
the Sharks are just finding their feet, though. I do believe, like, give them another day or two, and they'll definitely be a lot more comfortable. I think they're just, still finding their feet in the maze.
But they are an experienced team.
Yeah.
They will definitely bounce back from that. There's no question about that. It's just a matter of, can they take what they're learning from tonight and from the training games that they've had over the last couple of days and start to apply that where it counts?
I think the boys have really matured as players as well. Like, just personally, I don't know them all that well, but I trained with them earlier today, and Method and Flash, I think they've really matured as players, and I think that they'll be able to pull it together and have a good competition.
Definitely. So now we see the Maroons coming into the competition. I believe this will be their first game.
Yes, first game of the night, and they are on blue. And then we have the Vikings on red, and we have East Coast Lightning on green.
So on paper, the Maroons definitely have the more experience out of these three teams, so they'll be playing out of blue. Your Vikings in red. Now, they have a lot that they want to prove. They, perhaps looking at the last game that they played, went, you know what, we've played a couple of silly errors holding out on that green base, and this is the game that they'll probably want to try and bounce back on now. East Coast Lightning taking out a bit of an early lead out in their pack field points.
I think with green, you kind of have an opportunity to do that early.
It is very easy to get from our green base very quickly to the blue base, as well as start to go up the ramp in our arena to the red base. If you do want to see what our arena looks like here, if you've never seen it before here at Laser Zone Brisbane, please do jump onto laserzone.com.au and you can see an arena map on there, as well as more information about the competition. Runt's going for the first base, and Runt will put the Vikings taking out the Maroons base for the first time. So it looks like at the moment the Maroons have at least 2 defenders there. We've got Ibo just diving into the back door there, and also Waldot.
They're having a little bit of issues getting back into their base. They've been locked out.
They have been locked out indeed.
We've got Waldot there at the back pocket of blue there, trying to.
Yeah, but at the same time, in saying that, Dark Passion has just taken the red base as well. So well done, putting the Maroons back into the game.
So the Maroons are set up on the back door of blue, just trying to get back in at the moment. They're
The
playing.
Maroons, they've just done a second base now. So that was Butzer. So Maroons are offsetting their bases straight away as well. It's a very, very intelligent play.
Red.
The other factor that the Maroons have as well is they've actually picked up Blitz, who traditionally plays for the Sunshine Coast. And Blitz will be playing for the Maroons during this competition, which is actually a really good pickup for them. A bit of youth as well, which they all say that they need on that team.
He's just got a different play style that I think brings another
He does.
element to their team as well.
He does, absolutely. As that was Butzer getting 2-shot denied over at blue. Oh, that's a team deny on a runs at green. Sorry, we didn't capture that one on camera.
It's like all teams are set up in their bases.
It's like the action's just settled down a little bit here. Red trying to dive in to green, not being able to do it. The Maroons seem like they've just rocked up to green as well. Butzer and Dark Passion currently at green base.
So they'll be trying to get Dark Passion this base because Blitz has already taken green base.
The thing is, you've got to keep that back door clear. With the green base, you can literally shoot through the base from one door to another. So the team has to work in really good coordination to make sure that both doors are down as you get to the base. It's very difficult to get in if someone's alive at the other door. Dark Passion completes his bases, pushes the Maroons into the lead for the first time.
Red is back in blue. And CV takes the Maroon space.
So East Coast Lightning haven't been able to put a base on the board yet, just ticking along in the pack points.
This is a difficult game for them.
This will be a very difficult game for them, absolutely.
Looks like the action is at red base at the moment. There seems to be.
Oh, very, very close. Trav from East Coast Lightning securing the red base, getting tagged literally at the same time as he took the last shot into the base. Very, very lucky to get away with that one. Hobart Vikings, 2,000 point pack lead at the moment. So just remember, guys, the team names, unfortunately, on this scoreboard are currently incorrect. The Vikings are correct, though, on red. Blue is the Maroons, and green are East Coast Lightning.
So, who do you think is going to win this game, Peter?
Oh, look, it's a hard call. You can't rule. Thing is with the Maroons is that while they haven't been playing together, they've been playing on different teams. So Dark Passion has moved down to New South Wales. Beefy, who isn't in this game, but he is part of the team, he's moved to Adelaide. As Red is getting shot at the moment. That's Butzer taking that red base at the same time as Aaron Core for the Vikings taking green. You can't rule out the Maroons. They've just got too much experience. What it's going to come down to is, can they recreate that magic that they had? You know, and we're talking like, it's what, been 3-something years? Beefy, how long has it been? 3 years, 4 years. It's been about 4 years since they've played together. So it's a matter of how quickly can they get that magic back.
Well, for their first game of the night, I think they're doing pretty well for a team that hasn't played together for 4 years.
No, absolutely. And you can't ever go, oh, that's just a bunch of has-beens, because they're not.
No, they're
Really? You know? So you can't write them out. In saying that, though, the Vikings are putting on a very, very respectable game. They've had a couple of really rough games so far tonight, and they are really pushing the Maroons right to the edge at the moment. It's great to see. Chimera slowly chipping away. They're making that worm slowly go up and up. They're trying to catch up. But unfortunately, without any bases, they're just not going to do it, and they need to start cracking bases.
So where is their attack at the moment? Red base by the looks of it. They're just seeing.
I'm not seeing green. Yep, so green are just currently at red. There they are. So as McNutty managed to cracking it. As Ibo gets the East Coast Lightning base in green.
I think they've got the Maroons have their roll on. They're starting to get rolling.
Well, just having a quick look. Yeah, okay, we've got one green defender there. Because it is going to be these newer teams that are probably going to be a little bit more trigger happy to say, hey, let's dump, let's go get some bases when we've lost a whole heap.
Oh,
That was Aaron Corr now finishing off his bases for the Vikings, getting his 2.
they're a new player, Cougar.
I think so.
Okay, yeah, sorry, I'm unfamiliar with their names.
So at the moment, Blitzer, Runt, and Dark Passion are actually our top leaders at the moment for the scoreboard.
Three and a half minutes left in the game, Cougs. Which way do you think it's going?
Look, if the Maroons can get another couple of bases right now without the Vikings getting any, I think that they'll start locking this game out. But the Vikings are just right on the Maroons' tail without an extra base. So they've got more opportunities in the arena right now. The Maroons only have 4 opportunities for bases. Vikings have 5, and the score is that close. As Blitz now going for green base, Blitz will get his green base. That's good news for the Maroons.
They are still down on pack points just a little bit.
They are still slightly down on pack points. However, in saying that, they have started to get their roll on. So I expect now to see Blitz rock up to red base. And there's Butzer in their blues just diving in the front. Yep, there's Blitz.
Blitz is in the base.
Blitz is in front pocket. There he is. Easy as you like. There's Blitz.
Just Will Dot left.
So now with about 2 minutes and change left, the Brisbane Maroons have pulled out to a 10,000 point lead. Now, if they can lock the Vikings out, we should see a very, very comfortable lead. But yeah, the Vikings just seem to have tailed off a little bit there. Since the Vikings last got their base, the Maroons have managed to get 2. Unfortunately, Chimera haven't been able to get any bases. Who just got that base? That was Gundy.
Yeah. Oh, Will Dot was denied by Ryan.
And Wooldot now being denied by Runt up at red base. So interesting that they didn't opt to go for green first.
Well, because Gundy just took green, I think they might have possibly been.
Oh, and another denial.
Again.
Wooldot getting denied again at red.
Had a bit of a rough game, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, Wooldot currently on 0. And here he goes again.
Yep. Secured that base. Minute left in the game.
Where did he shoot that?
I was looking at the phone. Okay, sorry.
I'll look at that later, I think. Yep, so well done there. So we should see.
Oh.
And here we go. And he takes that one easily. So there's 10 bases from the Maroons in their first game. really now he's starting to put a lot of daylight between themselves and the Hobart Vikings. The Vikings, unfortunately, in the Maroons' last 4 base takes have only been able to get 1. They haven't been able to catch up in those pack points.
The Maroons have run away with this.
The Maroons have indeed run away with this.
And I think it's what I probably both predicted. Once they get on a roll and they pick up momentum, then yeah.
And the other thing as well is that the Maroons have what very few teams have, which is presence. When you see a Butzer in the arena, or you see a Dark Passion come to you at the Aura, or a Wool Dot, you just go, no, I don't want any part of that. Only one other team really does that, and that's Wolfpack. There are players here and there, but Maroons just have a presence about them as a whole. So,
and sorry, Coops, a lot of teams too, when they get off to a rough start, they often tilt. Where the Maroons, they're very good at being able to make a comeback when they haven't had such a good start.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, and the thing is, this is game 1 of the Maroons.
Yeah.
They've got another 5 games in this initial stage of the competition to really, the gears are turning. Maybe, they need a little bit more WD-40 on them. But, once it keeps going, I think we're going to take off a bit there.
I'm keen to see the original 5 get back together and see Beefy back in there.
Yep.
I would like to see how the 5 of them play together still.
No, the old Beefy Ibo combination in defence. And it's scary. It's very keen. Very, very keen. So
next game, is that
okay? Let's have a look at the next game.
Our next game, we have Eclipse on red. Blue, we have, you say the...
Leviathan.
Yep. Thanks, Kooks. In green, we have the Sabres.
And green, we have the Sabres.
Just have to pick things I can't pronounce.
What do you think's going to happen in this one, Jips? I think Leviathan's got a bit of a chance in this one.
I'm actually keen to see this game. All 3 of those teams have been playing well tonight, so it could really go any way.
No, definitely. And what's going to be interesting about this is that this game doesn't have what you would call any superstars, as it were, in them. But in saying all that,
sorry,
not even on stream, mate. I'm sorry. You're gonna watch this back and go, there's no massive names in this competition. You've got a couple of Lord of the Rings winners with Taipan and Ukro in there. But no, I think it'll be a very good. It'll be a good challenge for Eclipse, I think.
And they're seated around the screen area on the ladders.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've got a couple of New South Wales teams on here as well. So, I think this will be definitely a very, very good, very competitive game. I expect it to be quite close.
And a very defensive game. Sorry, I'm going to pick that from the start. It's
yes.
going to be a very defensive game.
So, because Eclipse was playing from red in their previous game, weren't they?
Yes.
So we see a very, very similar setup where they've got Goat in the middle there. They've got one player floating around. Blue looks like they've got a really strong defense. There's three, maybe 4 potential blue players still floating around there. Not a lot happening.
I'm keen to see about 3/4 of the way through this game, Krieger, because all 3 of these teams are teams that have good end games. They're often very slow at the start, but they all have very aggressive end games. Especially the Sabres. They tend to be very patient at the start, and then they'll just hit you hard at the end when you let your guard down.
So looks like the Sabres are picking up the field points at the moment. No one's shot any bases yet. It's definitely quiet, so it looks like some of the action might have jumped towards red at the moment. There's still some action at the front door of green, but just some standoffs. Not a lot of wins at the moment, so to say. I've got a question in the chat. Are 2 teams from the same city allowed? In the same game, yes. In the competition, yes. Generally, competitions will have a team cap here in Australia, and there'll be a certain number of home teams that are allowed to compete, as blue is currently being taken. And Allcry getting 2 shot denied by Sadlamp. So first bit of action in the game. Yes, multiple teams from the same site can compete. There will generally be a cap on the amount of local teams that can compete. But generally the sites will go, hey, we want to have a competition of 30 teams. We didn't fulfill them all, and we've still got some local teams. Let's fill it up. That's kind of the way it'll happen. As the Leviathan just scored a red base, I just heard. That was volley.
And Taipan unfortunately got 2 shots tonight at blue.
And, oh, no.
So not the best start for Eclipse.
But also not a strong start for Leviathan. They might be in the lead at the moment, but Sydney, the Sabres are currently right on their tails, and they don't have any bases yet. So still a very, very competitive game.
All 3 teams are at the same base. They're blue and red are both trying to take blue base. It almost makes you think, like, should Eclipse try and have a crack at another base, seeing as they've just been denied twice.
And they've Allcry's just cracked the base. Ducks back into the spider spot. Well done.
Well, there you go. He just proved me wrong. He should have stuck around.
So, but once again, that has slightly dug Eclipse out of the hole a little bit. They're not quite there yet. They have a lot of work to do, as Chimera is just putting on all the pack points at the moment. Sabres getting another base there at green. So that was Sirical.
Yep.
That got that base.
Sabres are still set up at blue base. Spider's just gotten into blue base. Comfortably secures that one. Allcry going for green base. And he secures that one comfortably as well, which moves Eclipse up into first place for the time being. Close game. What do we got in the chat, Cougs?
Nothing.
No, that's all right.
Nothing at all. If you're in the chat, you know. Oh, hang on. Eclipse just jumped up. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by doing things in the chat. So looks like Eclipse have finally got the roll on. So Allcry has gotten both of his bases. Capcan has green.
And that's good for them if Allcry has both their bases, because then he can just go home and spend the rest of the game at home.
Allcry, massive, massive defender. So having him at home is just a massive boon. Yeah, to Eclipse.
What's Taipan getting to big?
Taipan not a great game. Now sitting on 3 denials at blue.
I can imagine he would be feeling a little frustrated by now. Sirical secures Eclipse's base.
Sirical now also finished his bases.
And the base race is on. Capcan, he's been playing very well.
He has been playing very, very well. Capcan, one of our newer players here at Laser Zone Brisbane, has been playing our local league competition for quite some time. And Taipan and Allcry are giving him his first taste of a major tournament. Thank you, Gemstar. Yes, Eclipse are on red. So hopefully we'll have the 5x3 here on the stream fixed, hopefully by tomorrow. So if you are joining us on YouTube for the first time, you're wondering what all this is, please jump onto lasersports.net.au. It's a brand new website that we are setting up. And if you are interested in having a look at competition laser tag, That website will be updated throughout the week, and we will be giving you guys, and you'll be able to see where your local scene is, and actually go and give competition laser tag a bit of a taste. It is an amazing sport, Australia-wide, and our national competition exceeds about 500 something players every year. So, and our competition is so big. We have teams from the EU, we have teams from Finland come over, from the US. It's New Zealand. They're us anyway. But yeah, no, it is great. And if you do want to get into competition laser tag, please do check out lasersports.net.au. The website will be updated later on in the week. Have a quick recap of what's happening in this game.
Whipper just got a one-shot denial in green while we're talking.
Yep. So Eclipse currently leading the game with 4 bases. Leviathan with 3 bases. Sabres only with 1. But the Sabres have so many pack points. Look at Spider. Just to give people an idea, once again, if you're not familiar, as Little Bo going for blue, and Little Bo will secure blue. That's another one of our newer players here at Laser Zone Brisbane. So, major announcement in the arena here. But you get 3,000 points for destroying a base. So the fact that Spider is on 8,400 and he has 1 base, like he is just, pack pointing so well at the moment.
So just over 3 minutes left in the game. Do you think Eclipse can hold on to their win?
I think Eclipse can hold on, but it's still, they're going to have to work for it.
Tuscan taking the Sabres base.
Oh, pardon me. So Tuscan taking the green base just then puts Basilisk again within striking range. So if Basilisk actually gets an extra base fairly quickly, they'll literally be within striking range of Eclipse. Spider now getting both of his bases. So that's the only 2 bases for the Sabres. 12,000 points and our current point leader in this game.
Taipan attempted blue and secures blue this time.
And Taipan finally getting his blue. As Volley will also finish all of his bases, taking his green base. So the game is not over yet. Eclipse still holding on to a very, very small lead. Leviathan right behind them. They've got an extra base that they can also get during this game as well. The Sabres are pack pointing very, very well, but mainly off Spider. So they really do need to get a bit of a move on with the bases of all the other teammates.
Just under 2 minutes left, and it is still anybody's game.
It is still anybody's game. The problem with Sabres at the moment, though, and we'll see it on the scoreboard once the game completes, is that all of the team's pack points are literally coming from Spider at the moment.
Bases as well,
So double base take there. So Whipper will get green base, and Goat from Eclipse will take blue. So Eclipse has now gotten all of their blue bases. They can only now get green bases. So throughout the week, you will hear us use a term called offsetting your bases. The idea is that you'll have options for both of the other 2 opposing bases at all times. You don't want to try and, as an example, you have 5 players on a team, you're on green, you all go out and get red base. Well, if red base is suddenly empty throughout the game, well, you're kind of stuck at blue now. You can't get that easy empty base. So
Blue's in a good position, though, because Nightmare Rose doesn't have any bases. Whippet and Tuscan still need red.
Taipan's going for his green. Taipan will secure green, so that should lock it away. But as you said, players like Nightmare Rose can actually steal both bases. Oh, there's a deny there. Circle shooting Sadlamp out at blue base.
Who's coming out of the camera?
Oh, this chair is extremely uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I reckon I'm going to pull that couch over there so we can all sit on the couch.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Oh, absolutely. Alrighty.
This game.
And that will be the end of the game. So let's have a look at your scoreboard once it catches up. There we go. So Eclipse will win 40,000 points with 8 bases by the end of it. So they really did have a bit of a kick along in that last, as you predicted, Gypsy, that last closing quarter of the game. They had a massive last closing quarter. Same with Leviathan. Leviathan had a really strong closing quarter, but unfortunately they just didn't get enough bases to catch up to Eclipse. And as you can see with Sabres, the man up on top of me here, he has the bulk of that team's points. Another nice, easy way to see that is you have a look at what's called the score ratio up on this scorecard. There it is there. So you can see Spider's score ratio at 215%, and everyone else's percentages are just so much lower. You know, really Spider just was carrying that team, and that's unfortunately one of the big things that really let Sabres down in that game, is that Spider just seemed that during that game didn't have a lot of support to, you know, keep his team going on.
Struggling to get bases too.
Yep. No, absolutely. So only one other person tried for bases during that game. That was Sadler. He got 2 denials. Once again, Leviathan, good for the bases. Nightmare Rose, unfortunately, not seeing any bases that game. The only player to do so. And for Eclipse, Taipan, while he did end up top scoring on that team, was very, very expensive. Every time you put a shot to a base, you actually lose 500 points. So I think he lost 2,000 points or something like that.
Really quickly, Coog, sorry, I'm just going to introduce this game because this one's
Yep.
going to be a bit of a cracker. So in green,
Yep.
we have the Spartans. In red, we have the WA Sharks. And in blue, we have the Maroons. So this is a top quality
going
game.
to be a huge game. Now, I'm going to point something out straight away. What do you think of that setup, Gips?
In red.
In red.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
So for players who aren't aware, that man there, Shreds, he is the master of being able to put his back up against the wall and you will not tag him. Now, in the pockets in red, you'll see, and you can see that on the cameras, there's a big wall in the middle. And if Shreds manages to put himself in front of the other player, they can't tag that player, they can't tag Shreds, and they've almost like that, and they can't shoot them. So, and I'll be frank and honest. I've been playing here at Laser Zone Brisbane for a number of years, so a Gypsy, I've never seen that. WA come over here and decide to show us how they want to play our arena. So, yeah.
I'm happy to watch and learn.
No, absolutely. I'm happy to watch and learn because they pulled that on me during a training game, and I'm like, oh, righto. So, yeah, that will be that'll be an interesting one.
The only way possible to shoot Shreds out of that spot, you would have to come in high and get very lucky.
You have to get very lucky. As the Sharks are currently attacking the Maroons, so it looks like they've set up with Ibo in the back. So I believe this is, yes, this is the proper, for lack of a better term, the proper Maroons team where they've got all the OG players on there. As Madcans grabs a base at the same time as so.
No, Blitz is in this game as well.
Oh no, Blitz is in this game. Oh, they're seeing Dark Passion. Okay.
Oh, Dark Passion's OG.
Yeah, he is OG. So, the only man to win 4 nationals in a row.
Yeah.
So,
I can't forget about him.
definitely. So, Spartans off to a nice early lead at the moment, and they've got really, really good pack pointing at the moment as well. Stalker is currently on 2,500 pack points with no bases. Flash going for blue and gets denied, unfortunately. So this game, I think, is going to be a little bit indicative of what the Wolfpack might be wanting to expect as well. So Method now going for blue. Method got blue. Now, Method's actually done now. He's got his 2 bases. So he's actually the only Sharks player to get bases. He's now done. So we might see Method at home, or he may even want to continue in the attack.
Fred's looking a little bit bored at red base there. I think he's singing.
Shreds is looking a bit bored. That's a man focus, I'll tell you what, because he very rarely moves. So still a fair bit happening at blue.
Yep. Backdoor blue is very busy at the moment. This type of game is what the Maroons will thrive off.
Oh, absolutely.
This is their game.
This is the game that's actually going to really be pushing them as well.
If they were to win this, I would not at all be surprised.
And that was Stalker. Stalker grabbing the Maroons base there, pushing the Spartans up. Who's shooting red?
What's up? Gonna get
And Butts against denied.
time for power tonight.
What happened there?
I think it was time tonight.
Think it was time tonight.
You're right about this chair.
It's not great. We'll have to definitely fix that.
We need cushions.
So, looks like Mad Cans cracks the base again in blue. Oh, Beefy now in. All the action still at the back door. Mad Cans cracks Beefy, gets into the base. Unfortunately, Mad Cans is the player who does have it, so he's probably waiting on Potato, I dare say, at this stage. Haven't seen Potato around the base yet.
And the Maroons will know that Can's already.
Oh, the Maroons 100% know. Speaking of Potato, here he is. 2 shots in. That was easy. No worries.
To walk in the park.
So we'll see Zarumba at blue. So this is actually really interesting because traditionally Mad Cans loves to offset his bases, and he is focusing heavily on the Maroons base at the moment.
So actions moves to green by the looks of it. The front door of green looks a little bit there.
Oh, and the Maroons getting denied over at
Green.
it was green, yes.
Yeah, Raven denied Ivo.
That's good defense by Raven. Raven traditionally playing the last line for the Spartans over the last couple of years.
Spartans are definitely up in the pack points.
The Spartans are well ahead on pack points. So, and thing is, like, they've got 3, like, not to say that no one's more important than anyone else, but the Spartans have 3 key members. They've got a Mad Cans, they've got a Potato, and they've got a Stalker. You combine those 3, and that's just field point central for everyone there. So, you know, if you want to shut down the Spartans, you've got to shut down those 3 players.
Flash going for green base. Oh, and denied by
Gets denied. Stalker. Looks like Stalker's now leaving the base. They might be heading up to red now.
Yeah, so it's a bit of action. Red.
It's a fair bit of action at red base. Oh, Butts has dived in. Yep, and there's Mad Ken. So looks like both teams are both the Maroons and the Spartans. Sorry, it's late and I'm tired. Have decided they're going to attack red.
Kansas in.
How about with the denial then? Stalker coming in.
This game is
Stalker will take the red base, but at the same time, Flash takes blue base as well. So the Maroons are currently getting pushed down at the moment.
Watch the intensity rise, though. This is the part of the game where everybody picks it up a bit.
No, definitely. The thing with this as well is that the Spartans cannot take their foot off the pedal at the moment. This is a game where the Sharks want to win. They've been having a rough night tonight. They want to actually make a point. You know, beating the Maroons, yeah, that's great. Being the Spartans, the team that's been in the last couple of grand finals at Nationals, that's even better.
Yeah.
You know?
Three and a half minutes left. and it seems to be busy at red and blue at the moment.
Yep, so just having a look at red at the moment. So blue?
Have they jumped or are they just hiding? Oh no, there's one.
No,
There's a stalker. There's a wild stalker.
yeah. I dare say that Raven will probably be pushing up towards blue, I dare say.
It's Roper and Stalker at home.
Yep, so it looks like Raven's just jumped underneath blue base at the moment. Gets tagged out by Waldop by the looks of it. Blitz trying to clear the base out, gets tagged out as well.
Bulldog having a good pack point game though. Just dropped down to 9 with no bases.
Looks like they're staying there because Blitz is still there at blue. You can see him on that top camera at the left there. Yep, Maghands cracks out.
This is a game that Bulldog will thrive into because he's played with some of these players for many, many years, and he's very good at mentally playing against these players.
And Butzer gets red base. Now, while we've actually been chatting, Jips, the Maroons, it's throwing me off.
Yeah.
The Maroons have actually caught up and they've actually started to catch up on pack points as well. Raven going for blue. Raven will secure that blue base. So that's it. The Maroons are done.
Shall be joining.
So yeah, the Beavers started to make a little bit of ground. They've pushed the Sharks down now.
The Spartans are looking pretty comfortable.
The Spartans, you'd think that with about a minute and a half to go,
Yeah.
the Spartans have indeed won this game.
Realistically, if you look at the scorecard, they've played a very clean game. Besides the one 2-shot denial on Potato and Red Base, they've played a very clean game.
No, they have. Yeah, the Spartans have played an extremely good game.
And
That was Maghands finishing off his bases. Flashes in green.
so this is just going to be a race between second and third, really.
This is, and now that Flash has just gotten denied, unfortunately, at green, it's just giving more and more points to the Maroons on blue. So no one's actually actively attacking blue at the moment. The Sharks do still need 3 blue bases. Beefy getting 1 shot denied over at red. Spartans are done at blue, so maybe they can afford to, the blue team can afford to push out a little bit more. They don't need as much of a tight defense. But in saying that, the Sharks are catching up. This will be very, very close. A base at any stage can do it. It looks like the Maroons will just hold on. Beefy going for red. Beefy will secure the red. The buzzer. Oh, wow.
If he got time denied, then that would have been dropped them to third place.
So for people who aren't aware, it takes 3 shots to destroy a base. If Beefy had put 2 shots in the game and it ended, they would have actually just lost because Beefy would have cost his team 1,000 points. So the fact that Beefy got that right on the buzzer, even though he didn't necessarily need it, they would go just ahead anyway. That was a very, very close buzzer beater there. So well done though to the Maroons, keeping a hold of that second place. But the Spartans have put on an absolute clinic in this game, and they are here to win this competition.
That was a good game to watch. I enjoyed that.
That was a really, really good game to watch. How many more games have we actually got left?
We've only got 3 left.
We've got
tonight.
3 games left tonight, guys.
Yep, so the next one we've got going in, the Wolfpack is on blue. Then we have Storm on green and the Crustaceans on red.
So the Crustaceans are one of the WA teams, if my memory serves.
I should know that.
Oh,
I think I...
Oh, no, the crustaceans are ACT.
Yeah.
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 Yep, so crustaceans coming from the ACT. Who else did we have? We had the Wolfpack. Yeah, we know them.
Sorry, where are we? And the Storm.
And the Storm. So the Storm from Sunshine Coast. So on paper, you would imagine that it would be Wolfpack, Storm, Crustaceans. But in saying that, the ACT have developed some really, really good players. Gustus is one of their main players, and he'd be captaining the team, wouldn't he?
I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, he is a really solid player, and you would imagine that if anyone was going to try and get them, it's got to be a tall order for either of these teams to beat Wolfpack. Unfortunately, that's just kind of the way it will be. But it's going to be a race for second and third. That's really what this game is going to be all about. The team's just entering the arena, just waiting for this game to start.
Pack has Husky sitting by the looks of it.
So we have 5 players in the arena at once on each team. And Wolfpack do have 6 players, and one of their main defenders, Husky, is actually going to be sitting.
I was interested to see how Husky would play this tournament. He actually injured himself last week quite badly.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What did he do?
His foot, his leg playing futsal.
His leg playing futsal.
Yes, it was quite serious actually. So I was actually quite worried about them coming into this. So we'll see how they go.
Oh, dear. Alrighty, so it looks like lots of action happening over at the back. The Storm are actively attacking Wolfpack.
Jimmy with the hair flick.
That's because he's worth it, Jimmy. That's what.
Get him on a Maybelline ad.
Oh, he's a fabulous man.
Fabulous hair.
Fabulous hair. Elias would like to point out that you look amazing.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
You're definitely making me feel underdressed. Let's put it that way.
I'm sorry. I went home and had a shower, guys. So you don't. Poor Cougs didn't.
Oh, that was a deny. That was the leg getting denied from Green. That was Wax grabbing that shot. And I believe Wax actually shot that one from the outside as well. So it looks like he might have just clipped the phaser.
Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up with where everyone.
Yeah, it just looks like the crustaceans they're just kind of floating around at the moment. Not a lot happening there. They're just quite happily holding their base.
Wolfpack appears to be.
Wolfpack's over at Green. There's a Kit Kat there. So Grub trying to do the dive into the box, didn't quite get there. Whoa! And another one. So the leg now, unfortunately, costing his team. Oh gosh, what is he up to? Well, he's on negative 12.
2,000.
Yeah, he's on negative 1,200 at the moment. So bit costly, not a great start.
Attacker. Got to stop playing with this pen.
Still no one really attacking the Wolfpack at the moment. All the action happening currently at Green.
The 3 teams are at Green, actually. There's
got a lot of action happening now at Red. Does look like, I believe that's Green. That's actually over at Red at the moment. So it's Payne now at the back door of Fred. Oh no!
he got his revenge.
He got his revenge. So no bases. We're actually 4 minutes into this game, Jips, and not a single bases dropped. This is I wouldn't have called that at all.
Good on the crustaceans though as well.
Good on the crustaceans, yeah.
Yeah, they're pack points. keeping up with the Wolfpack. It's not
Fun-
an easy thing to do.
Fun fact, just to make the leg feel really bad, when he rewatches this, if he hadn't gotten denied, their team would be in the lead right now.
Pack
On
points,
pack points. I'm sorry, Nick. I just had to point that out.
It's strange
But-
that the Wolfpack boys don't even have a base.
Yeah, no, what's interesting about this game, just having a look, so sorry everyone at home, we can see all 16 cameras at the same time. All the action's at red. There's just barely any action happening at any other base at the moment. It's just the game is literally went from blue, shifted to green, shifted to red.
Oh, and the leg finally secured
And the leg finally secured a base, and it puts them in the lead. Oh, and Grub gets denied by Cyrex down at green. So this game's kind of opened up as we approach the 5-minute mark now.
The Storm have been training very hard. Like, I just to add that in.
Storm have been training extremely hard. Yes, no, definitely.
And any win that they get, they deserve like 100%.
No, definitely. Unfortunately,
That's denied.
Quack's denied at green, getting denied by Gustus, and I believe Rod getting 2-shot denied at blue as well. That was Grub taking that base from the boxing green. So Wolfpack now on the board.
And back in the lead.
And well back in the lead. The pack points are just slowly starting to build up now.
I'm really proud of the Crustaceans pack points. I don't like they're really doing well.
8,500 at the moment. So
VG Master have 4,230 points, and we're not even halfway through the game on pack points.
like
Incredible.
realistically, they're only 1,000 pack points behind Wolfpack at the moment. They grab a base, and this game is really just going to who's shooting green. Wax is shooting green, and I'll just add a little bit more sugar on the top for Wolfpack. But no, you're absolutely right, Jips. The Crustaceans are doing a fantastic job at keeping up with Sunshine Coast Storm, and the Storm have a base in hand. So, take that 3,000 points off the Storm, and the Crustaceans doing an amazing job.
And VG Master, sorry, but his score, like the leg and Grub have one base each, and he has the same score as them, and he has no bases.
And the thing is on Storm as well, these players know this arena. These players know how to get these bases. And particularly if they focus maybe a little bit more on the Crustaceans and the fact that their base is, for lack of a better term, a little bit weaker at the moment because their defense may not be as structured, they could really open this up.
Pack, though, are pulling away with the pack points.
The Wolfpack they've really found their rhythm now, and they are starting to pull away.
Wham's also having a good game with pack points as well. 31 tags for 14 DX.
So Wax, the VG Master, and Grub, 3 current leaders at the moment. As you can see, the leg having a bit of a hard time there with denials. Unfortunately, so far costing his team at least 4 denial points. And Rod also costing his team 4 denial points. Grub's currently sitting on 3. Wax is currently sitting on 1.
Fact though, they will start freaking out. Whenever they only have 1 or 2 bases, they tend to start to
panic a little bit.
Yeah, they do. So you'll watch; they'll get hyper aggressive towards the end because they won't. But they're smart players and they'll know that the base, like it's a very low base game, but they will sit there and be thinking, "We've only got 2 bases."
Currently got Grub actually currently inside the base, if I saw that correctly as well. that might actually be a little bit of a mistake because he's traditionally one of their better pack-on-pack players. As Rod now secures a red base. So it puts the Storm on about 2,000 and change, just behind Wolfpack on pack points. So if the Storm now get an extra base, that will put them up into the lead, and then they can work on holding out Wolfpack. That's just going for blue. And unfortunately getting denied. So that's the first opportunity, I should say, that the crustaceans have had for bases, and unfortunately did not go for them. So Wolfpack slowly increasing their lead now. They're about 4,400 points ahead.
Just over 2 minutes left.
We got 2 minutes left, and thing is that Storm aren't out of this. They get one more base. They pack really hard for 30 seconds. They can actually beat Wolfpack. So I'm literally, like, aside from the fact that I have to sit on the end of this uncomfortable seat, I am actually genuinely sitting on the edge of my seat here because this is actually really exciting. If they can actually sneak a base in, this could actually be the Storm's game. Lots of action happening over at red at the moment. We'll flick over to there.
Even if they could just get one more hit on red. That's Storm.
The thing is just having a quick look. If we have a quick look over at the Storm's base, not a lot happening. So they could literally pull an extra player out, send them over to either blue or to red to try and really aggressively push for this.
Oh, here goes Big Red. Wow.
And Big Red takes the base with about a minute to go.
Oh.
At the same time, though, Payne gets green, pushes Wolfpack back into the lead.
It is still close.
But in saying that, the Storm is still right there on pack points.
And there is still time to take another base.
And it is time to take another base. So the thing is, though, that the only base that's currently active in the arena, though, is Wolfpack. And they have Wax, a very dangerous player, sitting underneath. And I believe that looks like that's Wham Fox at the back door there.
Well, Wham's just been denied.
Wham just got denied over at green. This could actually be
okay, now
the
I
opening that they need.
My gosh.
Cyrix! Did the upset just happen?
I think it just did.
The upset just happened? Oh my god!
Wow. They're going to be beamed for that game.
Excuse me.
Oh, man. That was not expected. Congratulations, though, Storm. That was a great game. Wolfpack are not going to be too pleased with that one. But shout out to Wham Fox, 43 tags for 28 DX, and VG Master, 53 tags for 48 DX. 6,030 points off the gun, VG Master. That is pretty impressive. So congratulations, guys. That was an amazing game and a great base by Cyrex at the end there. Just while Cougs is off congratulating the Storm. Our next game in is the Maroons on red, Apex on blue, and I can never pronounce this. You guys are going to laugh at me. Leviathan on green. I hope I said that right. I'm sorry, guys, if I got it wrong. So my predictions for this one is definitely for the Maroons to come first in this game.
Oh, sorry, I just have to go congratulate Brad.
I bet you he's been.
Oh, he's up there. No, that's great. Well done to the Storm there. Like, they pulled that off right at the end. They had an incredible last 3 minutes of that game. And they just managed to, and the looks like the Wolfpack just took their foot off the accelerator just enough. For that to happen. So, but well done though to the Storm. Now, who have we got in this next game, Dips?
Sorry, I did call it when you've gone, but it is, where are we? Maroons on red, Apex on blue, and
Leviathan.
Look, I'm good. I really need to learn how to do this by the end of the competition.
Now, this should actually be an interesting game because these are actually three really decently strong teams. Leviathan are the stronger, more regular teams from New South Wales. The Maroons, we've already spoken about those guys tonight, and Adelaide Apex. Apex are a team that is every year we see them come to these competitions and play. They are getting better and better and better every single time.
If we sat back down, I did predict. My personal opinion is I do think the Maroons will win this one.
You're right. On paper, I think the Maroons should 100% win this one. But I mean, did we predict this?
Yeah, obviously, go anyway. But I think just with the teams that are in there, I think Ibo's sitting this game for the Maroons.
Yes. So one of the probably arguably the strongest defender on the team will sit this one for the Maroons. Oh yeah, Windows updates. Well gone. We'll do that after the stream. So just wait for this game to start, and here we go, guys. So just as a reminder, we've got Leviathan playing out of green. The Maroons will be playing out of red, and Adelaide Apex is going to be playing out of blue.
How has Apex gone tonight? Sorry, I haven't actually seen
Actually, not too bad. They've gotten some pretty strong seconds. The chat will correct me because I will be totally wrong. I don't think they've gotten any wins tonight, but I'm pretty sure their games have actually been pretty decent.
Yep. Action seems to be at green.
Green. Yeah, looks like that's Butzer diving in there into green base. Gets tagged out, though. So really strong start there from Leviathan. Really good defense. Apex currently in the lead on pack points, though.
Red, green, and blue are all at green base.
So once again, Apex doing this thing. Yep, we were just talking about Arbel and I were talking about this before. The moment you shoot one, you've got both. So, hi. we caught someone. Where have we got a camera? But yes, hopefully they will learn from that and hopefully only have to learn once. Not a lot of action. There's someone at the back door of red base as well. We'll quickly flick over to that. Really good external defense there by Blitz. You've got Beefy in the front pocket as well. I dare say that you'll find that Wooldot will be floating around the front door somewhere.
And Butzer takes the first base.
And Butzer will take the first base. Well done to Butzer. Took a little while. That took 2 minutes of the 12-minute game, but they definitely got the first points of the game. Apex, though, are actually beating them, though, on pack points. So Adelaide just need to get a base, and they're right back in it again. But Leviathan, though, are actually not doing too bad. I know the scoreboard says that they're coming in third, but they're actually not that far off Apex, and in turn, not that far off the Maroons as well. So.
And Whippet denied by Blitz.
Great defense there. Unfortunately, Whippet copping that 2-shot denial. Oh. So Ninja Jim and someone looks like they forgot their login card, so forget for player number 1 for this comp. It's day 1, guys. Day 1. There's still only one base down. The Maroons, though, they're ticking along the scoreboard quite nicely. Leviathan have now pushed Apex into third place. Unfortunately, Ninja Jim costing them 500 points.
Got off to a little bit of a bad start with that 2-shot denial still negative.
But-
I'm sure she'll bring it back.
But the fact that she's the team's still in second, not that far off, is still good. And Sirical now getting a 2-shot denial over at red base by Bulldogs.
Denial Central, Paul. Going to be Denial Central.
It will be.
Oh,
Oh, and Adelaide, unfortunately, are copying a denial over at green. So Leviathan and Apex now on almost equal footing, and the Maroons are starting to pull away. So this will actually be pretty critical for the Maroons.
and Butts have secured his blue base, so he is finished with his bases.
And Adelaide also put a base on the board as well. So yeah, they're starting to really put on a little bit of a show, the Maroons. They can't ease up though.
Sirical taking
Oh,
by Beefy.
Sirical getting denied by Beefy over at red base. We'll jump back over to red. There was actually really good comms, in fact, by Blitz, who's there on the back door. Did see him on the camera coming exactly where Sirical was, so Beefy knew where to shoot. Really, really strong comms there by Blitz on that back door.
Butzer appears to be attacking blue base, so the Maroons are attacking blue. And
Leviathan.
oh my gosh. Can I something else?
What a snake.
Morning. Somebody just got turned.
That was Forgetful player number 1. And Dark Passion on the Maroons getting his base. Let's have a quick look at the scorecard. So Blitzer completing his set of bases. Dark Passion with 1 base. Memeless with 1 base. Forgetful player number 1 with 1 base, but 3 denials and determined on a warning. So that's another 1,000 points off their score. Whippet and Sirical, unfortunately, not having great days at the office either.
Yeah, obviously not the start they wanted to have to this game.
And it's a little bit hard as well mentally when you know that you've been denied a number of times to pull yourself out of it.
Yeah. Especially when you're playing against teams like the Maroons. So
The thing is, it's like with laser tag, a lot of our games, because they're done in short, sharp bursts, it's hard to go from one game to the next and try to get yourself in that really good mental state as well. So having that one bad game could potentially put you off for the rest of the day.
Dark Passion secures his green base, and who has finished his bases as well.
So Maroons are up with 4 bases, and their 2 lead attackers, Butzer and Dark Passion, will now just be pointing out in the field. I dare say that we'll see Blitz and Wooldot out next, and Beefy will be left for last.
And Sirical gets his red base, and Sirical is finished as
Sirical now finishes securing the Maroons base. That will be the first Maroons base to go down. So the Maroons have gone almost 8 minutes and they've only lost 1 base. So fantastic defense
and it was a
by the Maroons.
base. It took him 7 shots to get it.
And it took him 7 shots to get it. So
I think when you're at that stage, you kind of have to commit and you have to get it.
Oh, 100%. 100%. So it looks like they've moved. The action's moved down to green now. Yeah, even though they've actually copped a lot of denials, Gyps Leviathan, still ahead of Apex though.
Yeah.
So that's actually really promising to see.
Looks like Beefy from the Maroons is attacking blue base now, and Marmaduke is taking green base and has secured that one and moved Apex back into second place. Tuscan, is that Tuscan? Oh no, sorry, Volley taking red base.
Volley taking red base from probably under the base.
Beefy in blue and secures blue base as well.
Well done for Beefy there. There's at least 3 blue players around there, so looks like Adelaide's probably in a little bit of a they might not know what they're doing. It does seem to have, like I just saw before on the camera about a minute ago, 3 of them standing in the middle of the base, having a quick conversation. So when you start seeing teams do that, that means that they've kind of lost their way. You can see that now on the camera, you know, not holding the phaser down by the side, really, and having a conversation. They're kind of almost given up in a way. They got 3 players there in defense.
Either that or they're trying to really quickly figure out how to fix it.
Yeah. I mean, look, realistically, even though, oh no, this isn't good for them. So just lost another base there to Leviathan. I believe that was Volley. Volley finishing off his bases there. Memeless now going for red. This will be good. Yes, Memeless getting his red base. So well done to Memeless. But Adelaide will need another base or 2 in this last minute and a half if they want to even look at the potential of a second place. Yep. So Apex getting a 1-shot denial there. Sirical getting the denial. Now, the thing is that the Maroons aren't out of the woods yet. They probably want to try and get at least 1 more base just to try and secure that win. Leviathan are actually breathing down their necks with a couple of quick bases. They can actually overtake. So last minute of the game, Beefy are at green. Beefy will secure that. So well done to the Maroons. It does look like they will walk away with this one here. Failing Leviathan getting a quick red and blue base.
Hey, we've seen one upset.
We've seen one upset tonight. So final 30 seconds of the game. Basilisk have really started to put the gas on. They put a 5,000 point difference between themselves and Apex. So they will secure themselves that second place. Unfortunately, a base at this point won't help Apex. Oh, no, that could have actually worked. Oh,
Double denial.
so that's a double denial on Apex. So they literally were going for 2 bases at the same time. So if they did get that, they would have actually pushed themselves up into second place.
I think that was a die moment.
That was you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. So look, well done though to the Brisbane Maroons. They played a really good, strong, solid game. Nothing outstanding, but they played the game that they needed to in that situation. Put themselves in a bit of a better frame of mind after the previous game. They've obviously shaken off those demons. And put on a really good, solid performance. So well done there. Welcome to Leviathan. We need to really give these guys props. They were a little bit slow at the start, constantly changing with Apex, but literally in the last 3 minutes of the game, they managed to not only put on a base that was matched by Apex, but they actually found the pack points in the arena to really push them into that second place and lock it in. So well done to Leviathan there. And commiserations to Apex in third place.
And our last game for tonight, on blue, we have the Spartans. On red, we have the Sabres. And on green, What the Foe.
Yep.
What the Foe?
What the Foe.
That is our last game.
Spartans, Sabres, and What the Foe. So, what colour are the Spartans playing at?
They are blue.
They are blue. So, It'll be interesting to see what type of setup they actually decide to do inside Blue, I think. Do they just do one outside and one inside? Do they put one at both doors? Yeah, it'll be interesting, I think.
It'll be interesting to see if the Sabres can slow them down. Because the Sabres play a very patient game. They try to slow them down and then open it up towards the end.
No, definitely.
Spartans play the complete opposite game. They try to play fast, a quick hit at the start, and they come out very aggressive at the start.
And that's the thing, like, you get the first base in the game, and it really does set the tone, as it were. So that's very much Matt Kansas' mentality, who's the captain of the Spartans. He will really want to make sure that both of the teams know in the arena that he's here to just get bases, get points. There's no mucking around with this team. So.
And the Sabres just have to be careful that Spike doesn't get his bases early and then they struggle to get the remaining bases towards the end of the game.
Definitely. So, just as a reminder, guys, since unfortunately these names are wrong, what the foe are playing out of green, the Spartans will be playing out of blue, and the Sabres will be playing out of red. And the Spartans have pushed out from the beginning. So no internal defense. The Spartans are out for pack points straight away. Spartans attacking green quickly. Looks like that was Stalker. Yes, Stalker 2 shots in. And Stalker with a very, very quick green base right at the beginning there. And they're holding too. So the Spartans are there to stay.
And you'd expect that from Stalker, though.
Yeah. No, 100%. You would expect that from Stalker. That's exactly what he does. What's actually interesting is while this base is down, it's down for 30 seconds. Let's have a quick look at blue base. Nothing. So what a real, it's interesting that green didn't go, all right, our base is down. Let's quickly send someone over to blue to have a quick look. Because there's a free base sitting right there.
What the foe is also like a newer team with less experienced players, so
Yeah.
they may not have caught that's
That's one of the things that you do, yeah. So hopefully this tournament will give them that slight bit of experience, and now the Spartans are on 2 bases. So Sabres with a bit of a standard setup there, internally and externally. Can't see where the Spartans are. Does look like that Ravens decided to go back under the base. So does she's a very intelligent player, so she wouldn't be there unless there were people floating around, which there are. They're actually at the back door. As we say that, Potato gets 2 shot denied over at green base as well.
chickens. This is Chicken's first big competition.
It is Chicken's first big comp. And Potato getting green base. Oh, hello. And Skits stealing
nice.
Spartan's base. Well done to Skits there. Putting what the foe on the scoreboard.
Which they definitely wanted. They definitely needed that.
Oh, absolutely. So once again, and you see that the base has gone down, and you see the Spartan players start pushing out. They go, no one can get our base for 30 seconds. We're going to start going out looking for pack points, and we'll come back when the base turns back on.
Yeah.
So very, very smart play there.
They utilise their time.
Got Zeropa at the back door there, just checking everything out. Let's jump over to red base now. Does look like that Skits from green. He's over at red now, having a bit of a look.
Sabres are off to a slow start with this one, unfortunately.
I just saw Raven push right up into green. So if we have a look at this mid camera there, so that camera that you see up the top there where Mad Cans is, That's actually the entrance into green base from the front. Yeah, I just saw Raven push all the way from blue base right up to there. Take a couple quick shots and duck away again. Madcan setting himself up inside. Does look like Raven's there as well, so it looks like Raven will be the next person off the cab to get the green base, as long as they can get her in.
Sorry about that.
No, you're right. As we're approaching the first third of the game, Spartans comfortable lead, 17,500, 3 bases. What the foe, 7,500 with 1, and the Sabres on 5,000 points.
What are your predictions with second and third with this one? Because I do think that Spartans are going to run away with this one a bit.
I think the Spartans will run away with this one. There's no question in my mind about that. They should win comfortably, and if they don't get do they need 10 bases? No, but is it nice?
Yes.
Yeah. That's going to be the big question: is do they push hard? It's the last game of the night. They can, in a way, they could afford to empty the tank and just go. Let's finish off with a solid game. As who is that? That's Stalker. Stalker getting a red base there. You saw on that top left-hand camera. Spartans on 4. Yeah. The big question is do you empty the tank to put on a nice big score, which potentially down the track later in the competition and with the pooling, average score can potentially come into effect? So, yeah, you could put on a nice, healthy score now to help with that scenario in the future. Or do you just do what you need to do? So
Spartans are a team that always play their best, regardless of who they're playing against. So I think they're going to try for 10 regard.
No, absolutely. And that was Potato just getting that base there. So Stalker still holding inside. You see him there in the front pocket of red. It does look like that the rotation will start. Zeropa and Raven still yet to get bases.
And the Sabres aren't yet to get a base on the board either. So a bit of a slow start for them.
Yeah. So the Sabres really haven't pushed out as made their presence felt so far really in this game. They're over the red base at the moment, but they are struggling to get in. With the more experienced teams like Spartans, here comes Madcans in red. And that was very, very easily taken. Stalker there giving him that extra support.
Sadland denied too. I think it's a very good game. So Spider securing their first base.
Well done. So this, I'm just going to see this as an almost recurring theme as the week goes on. And Spider is going to do a lot of heavy lifting on the Sabres. And I really hope that everyone else on Spider's team just helps carry the load a little bit more. You all know what your limits are. You need to find a way to mentally be able to push past that limit.
And the worst thing is if they don't, teams start utilising the fact that they know, just
focus on Spider.
And when Spider has,
So as Raven puts her first base on the board, securing red, expect to see her downstairs at green anytime soon now.
And I think the Sabres are a very talented team too, Cooper. They definitely have the potential. I think they're just having trouble finding their feet at the start.
No, 100%. You know, these guys are a team from New South Wales, so they haven't exactly... They've had, 6 games in this arena before the competition started. So, it's going to take them a couple of days to find their feet. But I think once we start getting to, the pooling stages of our competition... and they start playing against teams who are playing at the same level as them, they'll start learning a lot more, I think, that way, because it'll be in a less pressure situation, as it were.
And Spider has played here recently, so he's got a little bit more experience than the others in the arena as well.
He does, yeah. As Zeropa secures red, so the Spartans are all done now.
I'm just putting this out there. I'm thinking the Spartans are going to possibly have like a 54, 56k game. I'm just putting it out there. I think, like I mentioned before, they like to play hard and they like to play a good game of laser tag every game they play. So they'll be trying to get their last 2 bases now.
No, 100%. So we should see the Spartans over here at green base at some stage. And speak of the devil, there they are. And Shock from What the Foe just got a red base. Zeropa going for his green. Zeropa will secure green. Spartans now on 9. Raven to get green. And the Spartans will be finished. And yes, I dare say they'll be tapping on the door 55, 56 thousand points in this game. Not the highest score we've seen. We've seen 70,000 something. It's the highest score. Hang on. Drake, if you're in the chat, it's the highest score in the Nationals. Because I know that you'll have that information off the top of your head.
And Chicken just secured his red base.
Well done to Chicken. See Mag Hands at the back door there, green, just sussing everything out.
And if What the Foe can get a second in this game, that's that'll put them in a good position too. Because I think they're on paper they should be ranked 3rd in this game. So if they can get a second, I think they'll be happy with that as well.
Definitely. Sadlab now going for his blue base. Sadlab getting blue base. Well done to Sadlab. That'll actually be really good for him because he's just taking a base off one of the favourites. Trilix now getting his red base. Only base active at the moment is green, which unfortunately does not bode well for Raven, being that she's the only Spartan that needs a base, and it just so happens to be green. Sadlat getting one shot denied by Cans at green.
They're all at green.
They're all at green.
There's a party.
There's a party at green. And unfortunately, only the Spartans are invited. No, I'm just kidding. Chicken having a really good game at the moment, actually.
Yeah. Red and green are just swapping bases.
Well done to Spider. Spider now securing the Spartans base. And I believe that was Dummy just secured the red base.
Spartans practically about to get their 56k game even without that last.
Even without that last base.
Yeah.
So I haven't actually seen Raven pop up.
She's in. She's about to secure green. Or denied.
Oh, Raven 2-shot denied by Princess. Princess now getting 1-shot denied.
Oh.
That's the game. So for our final game of the night, the Sunshine Coast Spartans, 55,500 points with 9 bases. Didn't even need that last base by Raven. What the Foe, 26,000 with 5. The Sabres, 19 and 3. A very valiant effort by the Sabres. Almost catching up in that last 3 minutes of that game as well. With Sadlab getting a base. Princess attempting bases, but unfortunately not quite being able to get to that green base. Spider securing both of his bases.
Do you think Sabres should be utilising Sadlamp a little more? Like, I've noticed that he's been getting pulled out quite late in the game and he has been getting 1 or 2 bases each game.
I would like to see the Sabres utilise someone with a bit more experience like Sadler and use them more out in attack.
Yep.
And leave Spider as more of a float.
Yeah.
Because you do that, you kind of give Spider a bit more free reign, as it were.
Yep.
He can go and get bases whenever he wants. He can go and find the field points. He can check back at home. He can provide that extra defense at home when needed. He can provide that extra phaser out in attack when needed. That's what I think will work. Now, I'd imagine that Spider is running the attack.
Yeah.
So that's probably not something that they can necessarily do right now here at the Rumble. But
halfway through the competition.
After the comp, maybe that's a different lineup that they should look at and perhaps consider. So
Princess has had a little trouble tonight tracking bases and stuff, so hopefully he has a better day tomorrow.
Yeah. No, definitely. I mean, look, this is day one. We've still got a whole day of laser tag tomorrow, guys. So we are actually kicking off at 8 a.m. Australian East Standard Time tomorrow morning. And we are going through till midnight. So we have a whole day's worth of laser tag for you tomorrow.
And we have a good game to start off with. So the first game for tomorrow is Wolfpack, Spartans, and the Hornets. 3 Queensland teams going up against each other for the first game of the day. So you do not want to miss that.
No, absolutely. And that was the finals game for the 2016 Nationals that was held here.
Yes.
Yes, so that'll be an interesting way to start the day. Everyone, I would like to thank everyone for joining us tonight. We really do appreciate it. Once again, please bear with us with the teething problems. We know about the scoreboard and all sorts of other stuff. Keep an eye on the Laser Zone Brisbane Facebook page. All updates will be going onto there, as well as the the Zone state-based titles Facebook page, which I'm sure is linked somewhere as well. Thank you for joining me tonight, Gypsy.
Thanks for having me.
No, absolutely. And thank you to everyone for joining us again. We will see you bright and early, 8 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Have a great night, everybody.
Have a great night. Yeah.